So, have you been recently exsanguinated?
I'm so in love with that.
That's another character.
So
In a future show, you will see this weird creeper. I don't know who they are yet.
I got
His
bad
backup
news.
character's great.
But I got bad news for you. St. Valentine dies tonight. If that's what's waiting for us.
No, I doomed myself!
Cursed by hubris.
We were saying all sound check to check yourself.
And here we are. Here we are, friends. I have wrecked myself.
Preemptive to the self-wrecking, yes. But yeah, here we are. Hello. Thank you all for tuning in for episode 6 of Long Beach by Night, the end of the beginning. Let's just jump right into it. You all might notice that we are missing a Josephine McAdam. She was not feeling well today, so everyone send your...
I don't notice anything.
We miss Josephine just fine.
Right.
Yes, we do miss Josephine.
It's Valentina, you could all do with that.
Valentina, a message to you.
And by I mean the royal we, Miss Josephine and Valentina.
What? So,
There are Valentina fans out there. You better represent.
that's, it's everybody's got to have your tribe, right? First, let's let everyone know who you are, people. Let's start on this end of the table.
I'm Alquin Gersh, different elves on Twitch and Twitter.
I always love that.
Yeah, I'm playing St. Valentine, by the way, too.
Ooh.
I'm Ash Minnick. I am playing Vi. I think it's right here. And I'm astronaut44 on Instagram.
Hi, I'm Sam DeLev. I'm playing Reese Keegan.
I'm Melee Damage. I'm playing Lula Castile.
I am D'Artagnan Mataliano, and I am playing the pragmatic and ultimately favorite character of all time, Alquis Lassir.
I mean, from a royal we standpoint, it is true.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
There was one proud tradition of the Uncommon Trust that we actually have yet to adopt in any of these games, and that is having a designated recaptain. So would anyone...
Oh, yeah.
Nobody wants to...
Chosen by
Really?
the gods.
I feel like I'm the wrong person to recap what happened.
No, I
Then
think you
should
deserve
put
this.
Finger on your nose.
Oh,
Nose
yeah.
goes.
Yeah, should have gotten those rapid
this is
reflexes,
love.
kid.
All right, enough. I'll do it. So previously on Long Beach by Night, Valentina and we all went and did a little clubbing. Was that what it was? Is that how it started? I can't remember whose
that's what
idea
you wanna call that.
it was
Yeah.
first to do it, but I was enthusiastic about it, having recently sent my herd away. Things are getting a little too heated around the haven, what with werewolves and whatnot. So we went to this place, and there was a little costume contest that I organized, which turned into a spectacular
Breach of the
statement. Yeah, that too. But that's the thing, though. I feel like, I mean, there's bad attention and there's bad attention, so we'll find out what that leads to. But it certainly was. Am I viral yet? Is that how that works? How long does it take for one to become viral?
Like
Far
an hour.
too little time. Yeah, you are already viral. We also saw on Twitter the fight instigated by a submerged directive from our dear absent Valentina, who hopefully is currently cleaning up this whole mess.
Or just getting shot in the other
Our
leg.
boss. Yeah, just match.
Either way, phase 1 has been completed, initiated. I don't know where we are in the phases yet. But
Well,
yeah, it's going.
completed. End of the beginning.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
going. End of the beginning, clearly.
Phase 1 is almost complete.
Yeah. So here we are. And where are we now? Are we at my haven?
Other stuff
will-
happened besides
That's all
just
that
your
happened.
party.
It occurred to me that also I didn't say who I am. I'm B-Day Walters, storyteller, St. Valentine fan that I really just wanted to get straight to his recap of it there. And the only things that I think we skipped was Valentina and Lula were freshly back from the Palo Grande up in the valley where they had seen and witnessed a number of things.
Oh, quite a few things.
Yes, quite a few things had taken place. When they came back, Vi and Reese had a very emotionally charged conversation, which again, I appreciate St. Valentine would leave out because it wouldn't matter to him, but it all... But it's
I'm discreet,
it's
especially about things that are not about me. You know?
It did still happen. Reese was able to go on a hunting trip with
fun.
with
Very
a
fun.
delightful, slightly murderous fawn. And you know, again, I would say the real adventure was the friends you made along the way, but also the kindred you ate along the way was a big part of it there. And yes, Saint Valentine performed a magic show that is certain to get people talking.
Also, Vi had a conversation in the woods, like she's wont to do.
This is relevant to, in fact, our actual mission. So yes, please.
I feel like that's the only thing that's actually our thing plot.
It's all effective.
It's all. She had a conversation in the woods with a certain group of cowboys. I guess just the one. That their group has been sent on a mission by Dom has sent us on a mission to eliminate this nuisance, and that's the only way that Vi will get her ghost noose. She's got a ghost noose around her neck removed, and she went to just have a chat with them to be like, "Hey, you guys should just go to a different city."
How'd that go?
Not well. They have no intention of doing that.
Why not?
Revenge.
Oh gosh, why?
Because their sire Tara was killed.
Oh, why do I remember the name Tara?
I don't know. B Dave, do you wanna field the details of why Tara is familiar?
Tara was the Baron of San Diego. Came up, declared praxis for Los Angeles. Didn't go well. Was delivered into the clutches of one Mr. Jasper Hartwood, and then delivered into the clutches of persons unknown, presumed dead. And remaining members of her coterie kind of have not taken too kindly to that, as it were, and are actively sowing seeds of conflict among all the kindred of Los Angeles, expressly for revenge, yes. And they just want their dear sister Tiger Lily to find her way back into the fold.
Well, keep dreaming.
Alquist.
Yes.
It's some time has passed. That was the night of Halloween. You have made it back in town. What has Alquist been doing over these nights?
Well, he was grilled by the police quite frequently the last few days. There were some interesting developments at the meat company. Some blood splattered all over the wall, and finding out that there really was a contamination, and I had to deal with that with my Jedi mind tricks. But yeah, that's mostly what I've been dealing with, and trying to figure out who is the culprit.
There's been a nationwide scandal of LaSier's meats were contaminated by human beings. Actual human flesh was found in some of the sausages that his company was producing.
Charming.
Yes.
Absolutely
And
charming.
Alquist Lazier was a person of interest in those crimes. Actually, detective.
Meat sales went up among certain groups.
Oh, really?
They really did, yes. Yes, Detective Trabajo came at one point and questioned you about this, and yes, you are correct. You've been questioned at length in some of the intervening days, and as of yet, it is not clear what actually happened.
Though I have a sneaky suspicion. I know who might have done it.
Yes. What has Lula been up to these nights? Actually, we'll ask last what Lula's been up to these nights. I will end over here. Saint Valentine. Actually, let's go this way. I'll keep it as maximally confusing.
I mean, that might have been the same thing, possibly.
Yes. What has Reese been up to these nights?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think I have been hanging out with Saint Valentine. What do you been interested? What have you been up to? You know what
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm happy for Reese to help make introductions to a lot of the more local Thin Blood community.
Yeah.
Because even though I'm from here, I have a bit of a colored reputation, a bit of a checkered past when it comes to just debts and including people and stuff like that, especially when it comes to the drug scene. From basically anywhere West Hollywood and south, all the way to here. So I'm happy to have somebody who is willing to act as a... I mean, I'm going with you to meet up with these folks, right? Eventually, right? You're going to tell them...
I mean, you're not meeting them without me now.
Oh no, certainly I wouldn't.
No.
I'm just thinking, like, I'm certainly happy for the help, but I mean, what are you getting out of this?
It's worth it to me to be a part of the kindred society of this town, and Thin Bloods are a part of that. Besides, folks like me often like to be inclusive of Thin Bloods.
Yeah. So,
It's part of our culture.
you've heard about the mythological portent that Thin Bloods represent, right?
I mean, certainly one way to read the clan list thing, yeah. Most likely.
Okay, cool.
Sure.
I mean, I think, for one, I'm interested in that, but not that I have an opinion one way or the other if it's true, but I think that my own alchemy practice could really use, let's say, I like a lot of how emergent a lot of the new magic is.
Saint Valentine, you do know in the Book of Nod and the prophecies of the end, even in your research, the clanless and the Thin Bloods are not the same.
Yeah, I do know that.
But all Thin Bloods are clanless, so
Yeah.
who knows?
So you all have been in the streets doing thin bloody
Reese in the
crime
streets.
things. Yes.
Yeah.
Thin blood crime thing.
Crime's a strong word. It might be an accurate word, but...
Well, some of it has been paralegal. Is that how that works? No, not really.
winning friends and influencing people. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Vi. How has Vi been spending these nights?
Vi's been spending the nights doing something that I might need to roll for. Because given our upcoming challenges and how Vi has decided to become a bit more settled and comfortable, she has been going inland a bit and searching for mountain lions to blood bond.
You know, hey,
Nice.
let's see it. All right, give me. Let's see.
That is dope.
What do I want?
And the first time Animal Ken has ever really come up in
General
V5.
question: Is a mountain lion the same thing as a
A cougar.
Cougar or a puma?
Yes.
Yes.
They're all
Exactly.
Those are all the same.
Yeah.
Okay.
Different name.
Lynxes are different, and so on.
Okay.
Although those
Thank you.
can be in some of the same
It's just a
habitat.
regional.
Actually, give me
Gotcha.
your wits and survival for your ability
yeah.
to go out and track down
Copy.
these majestic beasts.
Oh, to track them. Okay.
Yes,
Oh, well,
because you
got
do
a
not.
specialty.
You do not have feral whispers, do you? Or do you?
I do.
Because by feral whispers, you would be capable of attracting them if that was your intention.
That yeah.
No, put it away. Put it away.
Or
It's the pheromones. It's the pheromones.
right, that you can attract
Pheromones.
cougars. That is true. Yes.
Pheromones.
It's all very on brand.
Yeah, no, I don't. I have a specialty in hunting as well.
Okay.
So I can do all the things. What you want me to do?
Again, feral whispers would allow you to attract all the
Gonna be
ones in
huge.
the
You're
area
kitty.
if that were your goal. So I would say in that case, give me your charisma and animal kin to see whether or not you could make
That was
friends with the Kittas once they arrived. 'Cause they may not be interested in you.
But they not.
4 successes.
You think you're forming a meaningful connection with 2 of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
While
I
you,
also do have bond families, obviously.
well,
Meaningful
is
connection.
your goal to create a familiar out of one of these creatures, or just have a couple of them that look upon you favorably like Ghost does?
So it's interesting because with mountain lions, they're not as packy as like wolves, right? So like
Right.
with a wolf pack, I could just create familiar of the head, and then the other ones just like me. Whereas mountain lions, it's a little different. So I have to like get them all. But I'm
Individual.
I'm gonna try to.
2 kitties in the house together.
It's, I would say
Complicated
you've
dynamic.
successfully formed a relationship with at least one of them so far.
Okay.
That you
Like-
believe
How much?
that you believe it would come if you called.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Making
Ding.
friends.
One of your absconces out here in the hills, you hear a wolf howl.
What? What? Okay, I'm gonna go after that. Just is that an option?
Uh, as you go running through the woods, you kind of come around the corner into a clearing where you see an older woman. She's wearing very just rough spun like leather clothing. It looks like say homemade. Has flaps and patches, and it all kind of doesn't really go together. And she's got a large pack on her hip that just seems to clank with odds and ends, and long gray hair that is braided that hangs all the way down to her waist. And when you come, she sees you, and she's standing with a walking stick, and she goes, "Oh, didn't expect to find y'all like out here."
Hi. Howdy. Hi.
She sort of like looks around back and forth. She goes, "Are you lost?"
Not anymore, ma'am. No. I found exactly what I was looking for.
So, and what might that have been?
A friendly soul.
That's what you're looking for out here then, companionship of some sort? I mean, in a one with the universe and nature sort of way, of course.
Yeah, one with the universe and nature sort of way.
You hear rustling in the bushes, and she just kind of looks towards the bush and then looks back towards you, and she says, I don't mean to be rude, but, especially since, on account of you said you came out here for companionship. Oh, now that is quite a predicament. And she actually kind of takes a step away from you and sits down on a nearby, stump.
Okay.
And pulls out the brightest, reddest apple you've ever seen in your life. It's this big, and it's cherry red. And pulls out a knife and starts slicing a piece of it. And she says, me and mine, we got all kinds of odd traditions, you see, about how we have to treat strangers and people that are passing through our lands. And you said that you were out here enjoying yourself. And she bites into it with a very large crunch. And she's like, I have to tell you, I'm glad you said that. Otherwise, this conversation would be nowhere near as pleasant by now. And kind of saws another piece. She's like, what's your name?
Vi.
Vi. It's a beautiful name, Vi. So, Vi, I think you should probably make your way back home, Vi.
I'm going to turn on heightened senses.
Which senses are you heightening?
All of them. I want to know what's in the bushes, basically.
Use your snooter. Give it a snoof.
I'm gonna snoot it.
There's dogs around? Canines? Something?
Who let them out?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay.
When that realization comes across your face, she's like, yeah. And you out of the woods, just out of arm's reach, you see a head come forward. That is a lupine head.
Okay.
It is brown. It is very thin and haggard. At this point, the only lupines you've seen are Joey and the other Shadow Lords. So they're these black, majestic things. This is not that.
Well, the only ones I've seen recently.
Gaunt, thin. It looks more like a coyote than a wolf. You can see kind of muscular, the striations of the muscles in its neck, and it's scarred and bitten, but it's not growling at you as such, but it's very much just looking at you from behind the tree.
I'm going to bow very low,
and
I'm going to say, it is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. If you ever need anything, you let me know.
She kind of looks at you for a second, just motions with the knife back like this, and you see kind of the head goes back behind the trees. She goes, I have to tell you, I'm not a young woman anymore. I've had very confusing interactions lately with kindred. Every time I've encountered them, I thought, well, it's time to destroy these blights on Gaia. And you've all been so kind and polite, and now I'm duty-bound, you see. And she puts the knife away to be kind in return. She stands up and she says, "My name's Granny Smith." I know, that's just what they call me.
Again, it's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Granny.
She walks forward and she extends a hand to you.
Shake her hand.
When you shake it, I mean, it's you felt different kinds of strength, especially among the kindred, and I mean, she's got a grip that you feel like she could probably break your hand if she wanted to, but her smile is kind. And when she shakes it.
As I'm shaking her hand, I would like to pull out my feral weapons.
Mm-hmm.
And just so the claws come out, and I'm gonna say, "You'll find kindred come in all kinds, Granny."
She turns her hand over so she can see her claws on the backside. And she's like, "Oh, those are impressive. Those are impressive." And her hand changes and basically engulfs your entire palm. And she's like, "Oh dear, I didn't mean to get into a claw measuring contest."
Oh no, ma'am. I did not either. That was not my intention. You are a wonderful creature.
You hear giggling in like a little bush rustle. And she's like, "Vi, you don't mean to give us any trouble out here tonight, correct?"
No, ma'am.
And she's like, "Okay, come on, Silas, you can see." And a little boy comes crawling out, stands up. He's probably 6 years old. And he's wearing a faded superhero shirt and like some cargo shorts. And he just looks at you and he's like, "You're not like the other ones. You have claws."
Yeah, do you have claws, Silas?
He's like, "Not yet, but I will one day."
Oh,
And he's like, "I'm gonna be strong like my uncles."
yeah, I bet you will.
And he comes over and Granny Smith kind of puts her hand on his shoulder and she's like, yes. You know, I think Silas is going to be very special one day.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, but for now, we just make our way here through the hills, finding a place, you see. We were up in Griffith Park up north, but it was made apparent that that was not a safe place for us anymore.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh, you should stay out of Griffith Park, ma'am, and your wanderings and travails don't go up there.
It's good to know.
Yeah, she's like, it's an odd time, really. She's like, I never thought I'd have seen the day that I was actively enjoying moonlight strolls with kindred, but it keeps seeming to happen to me. It's the strangest thing.
What other kindred have you been moonlight strolling with?
Well, again, when we were up near Griffith Park, some came along, some representatives from the valley that let us know that of the dangers the park represented, and it was borne out to be true.
I see.
They have a Lilith up there. She's quite a diplomat, you might say.
I see. Have you found a new place yet for you and your kin?
She just sort of motions at what you can see is, undeveloped land for at least the next few miles. As you know, in Southern California, there's not tons of open space, but she's like, there's enough for us up here, I think, for the time being. Hey, would you do us the kindness of not telling anyone you saw us up here?
Of course.
Yeah.
Goes without saying. Have you found food enough for you and your kin?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. We're resourceful.
Okay.
Yeah. She's like, well, if you don't mind, Vi, I gotta get Silas on here. She says, she sort of rummages around in her bag and she pulls out a rock that's got a strange symbol on it. A strange symbol, which I will put in chat, and tosses it to you.
What is it?
And she's like, it's just, think of it more like a calling card. If anyone should impede your coming and going, just show them that. They'll let you pass.
All right.
Let me see if it's possible for me to very easily describe it. I may or may not be able to, because recall me trying to describe the Sons of Ether symbol.
It's just some goggles?
That's it. It's it. It's
With like a corset, you think?
Right.
A top hat? I don't
Right.
know.
It's it looks like a line has been drawn from left to right, and there's like basically 2 claws over it. So I've been on the internet, so I would say it looks like basically like that is what it looks like. There's a
Okay.
lion with 2 claws,
Okay.
and she's like, "Show them that.
That's somewhere safe.
They'll let you pass." He's like, "I hope you find what you're looking for, Vi."
I hope this turns out to be a good home for y'all.
So far, so good, right?
Mhm.
And she's like, well, and if for some reason it's not, then she just sort of motions like that, and you see 4 of them, the guru, come forward of a variety of shapes and sizes. Every single one of them smaller than the Shadow Lords. They're more 7-foot-ish, lithe, wiry, but you would not want to fight with any of them. She's like, we got a pretty good defense system.
Impressive.
Yeah. She's like, go with God, Vi. Go with God. And turns and walks into the trees.
I shall head back.
Lula. When Lula awakens, what has she been up to these past nights?
Lula's been doing a bit of scrying and trying to get some premonition, clairvoyant read into the future. She's been having a bit of an uneasy feeling, a lot more missing time than she is used to.
Give me wits and aspects. Let's see what Lula's been able to see with her storied psychic abilities, for which she is known far and wide. Oh, while you do that, as promised, I will put that image in chat.
I need my hunger check for these ones.
Yes, please. All of you, roll your 1 blood die to rouse. See what your starting hunger is. Yes. Thank you for the reminder.
My starting hunger's nothing, because I've been hunting.
I got that.
That is just, for our purposes, is just a failure.
Okay, cool.
So Alquist is a little peckish. Under different circumstances, that would be bad. Yes.
7. For our purposes, you fail.
Lula, you open your eyes and sort of let the sense of what's coming in the future fall over you. And you see a city? Not a full city. Buildings. Not even buildings. A strip mall? And they're all made out of a beautiful purplish stone. It's very pretty. You wish you could reach out and touch it, but you can't quite. And a swarm of bats erupts all around you, filling the skies. And as you look up towards the north, you see a huge ivory tower erupting out of the ground. It is gargantuan. And as you look further to the east, you see flames coming up all around it, and the shadow of the flames falls over the tower, but the shadow of the tower is falling all over the flames. And you stand there and you feel very, very small, caught in the middle of all of it. And you hear someone whisper behind you, I'm so sick of you, Lula. And you're back.
Well, that still doesn't account for the missing time. It's a bit odd.
She'll walk over to her vanity and start to get ready.
And when you pick up your signature circlet, you realize it's smashed and broken.
I don't understand how this could have happened.
You've had that since back in your former life. It was a gift. Christmas 1918.
What on earth?
And she's going to use Spirit's Touch.
Okay?
Right.
Give me your wits and aspect. You extend your senses as you touch the smashed piece of jewelry. And the only thing you get off of it is you. It being on your head, it being in your hands. That circlet has not been out of your possession. And yet here it is, smashed and broken.
Absolutely none of this makes sense. Oh, for heaven's sake. I suppose it will still do. Hopefully no one will notice.
After you put it on, do you make your way out to join the others?
I do.
Okay. Alquist,
Yes.
when you see Lula come back into the room, she's clearly visibly upset.
I don't care. But yeah, seriously.
Stay Alquist.
It is all true. All true. Reese,
Yes.
St. Valentine. Also, as you see, actually, you all give me wits and awareness.
Five.
Reese, you in particular, let's see what St. Valentine notices.
3 successes.
You, Reese, not only notice that Lula's upset, you notice the missing pieces of the circlet. It's her signature thing. She sees it all the time. You can visibly tell it's broken.
Hey, did something happen to your crown, Majesty?
I don't know. I've had it from back when I was still completely human and alive, and it's been with me forever. And I woke up and I tried to do the thing where I touched it, and I tried to figure out what happened, and it's just me, but I don't remember breaking it. And Does it look all right?
It looks beautiful.
Wouldn't have noticed it was
Yes.
broken.
Thank you. Thank you for saying so.
Did you talk to other members of your coterie about what might have happened to it?
Oh, not yet. No.
If it never left your possession?
Oh, you're quite right. They would be the first people to ask. I might tuck in there for a bit and
Sure.
And
Anything
talk-
we can do to help with that?
to one of them. No, but I'll take a back seat for a moment. Forgive me. Someone else will take over, I'm sure.
Okay. Well, enjoy your meeting.
Thank you, dear.
Alright, I'm here for just a small amount of time here while Luna figures things out.
Any bit of time with you is welcome, Majesty.
I mean, she knows that if somebody's going to smash things, you know, at least if it was me, I own up to it. I just
Oh,
turn
are
me
we
on
smashing now?
on the way back, huh?
No, absolutely none.
Are we whole smashing?
Sure. Yeah, that.
I'm all for a bit of that. We'll do that later.
Oh, reference, I'm so proud.
How you doing, Missy?
I'm feeling much better than I have been.
Madge, you notice instantly the lines, the blue lines that were all over Reese's face are gone. Madge being a student of Reese's face.
You are looking well better there, mate.
I gotta try to keep these looks up for you, hon.
Oh, I appreciate it so much. I mean, like, I try to do as much as I can, but, you know, Lula and some of the others is a bit lazy.
Yeah, but you're working with a lot, my dear.
Well, thank you. Thank you very
Quite a
much.
canvas to paint on. Speaking of paint, Alquist, got a little something on your collar there?
Yes, it's nothing really.
I
Just
mean,
a night out.
Lily, you're closer. Is that lipstick or blood?
It's
Has it got
nothing, it's
purple to
fine.
it?
We're all fine here. Just let's just.
Hey, no, just
I
being
could be a
perfectly
bit
honest.
both. Could be a little bit.
Oh,
both,
there's a mixture. That does the stuff of quite a night.
It's definitely both.
What you been up to? I haven't seen you in a while.
Well, it seems that someone is. Excuse you. It seems that someone is messing with my meats.
Oh yeah, we heard
How's
about that
it
flesh.
going? How's that going for
Yeah,
you?
how is it going? I suspect that one of you is absent here, actually. Quite
Yeah, things
interesting.
happened
Are you
while
trying to
you were
imply that you think it's
gone.
Valentina who messed with your meat?
Me imply? No, I know. It was her.
So what are you going to do about it?
You'll find in due time.
Just as an aside, Vi, you're here for this.
Oh,
You're-
I didn't know. I
yes,
thought
no,
I was somewhere
this-
else.
That was the night's
previously
You
on.
had
Yes.
them roll
Okay,
and
sorry.
so
Now we're all
not
hanging
me
out.
roll.
Yes,
and
Now we're all hanging out.
I'm here.
I would say Vi is in her room, and Vi can enter the scene.
I'm
whenever-
going to.
Yeah, you're a loner.
I
We
just-
don't take for granted that you're like
Yes.
hanging out with us.
I wasn't in my room. I
You
was
don't
in
do
my
that
tree.
Right. I realized I did not clarify your encounter in the
Oh, it's
woods
your
was
tree now.
night's hits.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. I have entered from the outdoors into the indoors.
Yeah.
Through the skylight. Mhm.
Oh, hey, Vi. We were talking about Alquist's flesh company.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and also whatever the lipsticky blood
It's
that
nothing.
is.
It's nothing.
Isn't that an old
I mean, it's one or the other or both.
Isn't that like a pickup artist trick that you put something on to make it look as if that other people see that you have value, so they assume you have value?
Yeah, wait. How do you
Yep.
know about that?
It was a huge thing in my day. Yeah.
What is it?
Okay, so there are. This is what, back in like 2005 or so. I'm trying to think back when the ancient days, right? So there's a whole community of
Garbage men.
yeah, who are basically angry that they're
They have to ride in trucks all day.
no, that's right.
Garbage in the sense of them being just the worst. It is
Okay.
a fairly new colloquialism after your time, I'm sure.
Yeah. A very entitled sort who tried to go to mentors, a lot of them centered in this part of the world, to try to teach them skills to some sort of like neuro-linguistic programming and that kind of stuff to basically trick
It's
people
fine.
into.
It's fine.
I'm saying that. Never mind.
Rather than talk to women like people, pickup artists talk to women as if you press the right word buttons, sex will pop out. It's
vending
gross.
machines,
We don't
basically.
like them.
Don't need to press any button. Just speak to them.
But anyway,
Get
one
You
of
what
the-
they
couldn't
need.
find the button with two hands and a flashlight, Alquist.
Yeah, I usually use my mouth.
Grace has a point.
What? How did it go?
You know.
I don't. That's why I
usual,
asked.
People tend to be jealous of my successes and always try to sabotage me.
Right. Okay. Did you fix it or?
I am in process.
So no.
Okay.
I see you're looking better. That's always a plus to the other.
Yes. Thanks. You got more company.
Who's on the monitor?
Yeah, who is on the monitor?
Detective Zulian Trabajo.
Oh, my favorite.
He
Do I see
looks. Oh yeah, you do.
I excuse myself.
He looks. Well, actually, I take that back. Saint Valentine, do you let Alquist see the monitor?
Huh?
Do you let Alquist see the monitor?
No, I did
I,
not.
I retroactively don't excuse myself.
I don't think I was actively trying to hide it, but let's just say that you can't see it from where you are.
I've been in there and talked to the others, and none of them know what's happened. At least no one's fessing up to it anyway.
What happened with what?
Her circlet got broken and hasn't left her possession. Lula's taken a moment checking in, seeing if maybe some of the folks inside might know something. Albus, can you get the door real quick? I just heard him knocking again.
Who's at the
I'm
door?
not your servant.
I asked.
Oh, I'm trying to remember. It
politely.
escapes me who this person is.
No. This person
You seriously
here
can't handle
should
getting a door. Fine, I'll do it.
deal it.
I'll go and I'll open the door because Alquist can't open a door.
Thanks, Reese.
It's okay. He's a very delicate creature.
I
When
agree.
you open the door, you see Detective Zulian Trabajo in his standard glory. He looks worn like a man who hasn't slept in weeks. He's got thick circles under his eyes, 2 days of stubble. His shirt is ruffled and crumpled, and his tie is like loose and kind of to the side. It's not clear if he slept in these clothes, if he's just been roughing up people, or both. and wears his signature trench coat, which you notice is different than the last time. The last time it was brown, this time it's navy blue.
So he has multiple trench coats that he's cycling through.
I mean, only when something happens to the last one.
Possibly. Or he's extra. I don't know.
When you open the door, he pushes the coat back, and you see the badge on his waist. And he's like, Reese.
Officer? Oh, excuse me, detective. Can I help you?
He like looks by, he's like, Meat Boy in there.
Who are we calling Meat Boy right now? Because there's a lot of people made from flesh in this world.
Alquist Lazar. Person of interest in multiple homicides.
I can check if you'd like. Could I leave you there for a moment?
He just sort of like looks for a moment and goes, Reese, I respect you. I respect that sometimes you kind of got to get your hands dirty. And
I have no idea what you're talking about, detective.
I'm sure you don't. I also know this is not your home, and as such, you don't have standing to deny me entry. So I'll just say this one thing. Out of respect for you, yes, I'll wait right here.
I just need to check with the host, you understand?
But if I see Alquist Lazar fleeing the premises, I will shoot him.
Not if I catch him first.
I'll wait here.
Alquist! Cops!
I'd like to excuse myself.
Well, that's the only way out. Well, certainly that you would know of.
Well, it's in the room, the panic room, right? I could just hang out.
No, that goes deep into the hillside. Are you saying you want to try to go back to the panic room?
No, I'd just like to not be in the area where this.
Oh, in this
detective
room.
is.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you could retreat further back into the panic room.
You know what? Fine. I'll do it. You've talked me into it. I'd like to try on awe. I can.
Okay. I mean, you just do it.
All right, fantastic.
Cool if I let cops into your house?
And then I'm gonna.
I mean, apparently everybody can come and go as they please, but
He was willing to stand on the threshold till I checked in with you. I don't, as a matter of course, let police in without a warrant, without permission.
Oh, that's an excellent point. But we have nothing to hide here, so you're welcome to come in, Detective.
You do. Yeah. He's like, yes, Saint Valentine. He stops and he looks at you and he's like, that's a very interesting show you put on Halloween.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm a bit rusty, but it was a pretty good illusion, don't you think?
He's like, it's an illusion. Yeah, right. He's like, those guys, they haven't really stopped talking about it since then. Lots of people talking about it, St. Valentine.
Oh, well, yeah.
He just sort of slaps you on the arm and he's like...
you never really lose your mojo.
He just sort of walks past you. He's like, relax, buddy. I'm not the masquerade police. There are masquerade police, and you might be fucked, but I'm not them. And he just walks past you into the main living room. And he's like, do you wait there?
Yeah, he's there with on.
Right. He walks
It's
in.
on.
It's on. He stops and he looks at you, and he's like, Miss Lula.
Yes.
Always a pleasure.
So, how have you been?
Good. I don't mean to be rude, but I'm here on some business with your associate here.
Oh, yes, of course. I'm sorry.
He looks right at you, and he steps very much into your bubble. He gets very close to you.
Hello, detective. And I just gently push you out of my space.
You push him out?
Just gently.
When you touch him, he looks down. He goes, "Oh, assaulting an officer. We're getting off to a good start, Mr.
Of course,
Lazier."
I saw that you were a little dirty.
Yeah.
And I just started brushing him off.
Different, huh? Okay. All right.
Yeah.
He turns and kind of like looks over at all of you. He's like, St. Valentine. Bye.
I'm going to flip the recorder on my smartphone because I know we have video. We don't have audio. I'm going to do that for myself.
Right.
Always record when the cops are about.
Right. He's like, busy couple of nights, huh?
Yeah, you could say that.
Yeah. So, you been watching the news?
Yeah. The little man on the box, yes.
Hey, Reese, how do you deal with them not knowing,
Poorly.
about the horseless carriage?
I deal with it
all the time?
poorly.
Yeah. All right. where were you 2 nights ago? 2 nights ago, you were being questioned by the police. Whether or not you tell him that, I'll leave to you. But you were being questioned by the police 2 nights ago.
Questioned by him.
No, it wasn't him. No, it was not.
Where were you 2 nights ago?
He is a policeman, but he is not the one that was questioning you. Yeah, it was a federal, it was state and federal joint task force actually was grilling you 2 nights ago.
I was speaking with some friends.
Anybody I might know could confirm your whereabouts?
I think you could. Yes, they're associates of yours.
Had you in the box sweating you, huh?
No sweating, but there was a box.
He turns and he looks at the lipstick on your collar and is like, yeah, I bet. You give him anything?
I gave them a lot.
Oh, okay. Look, I think perhaps last time I was here, I didn't quite make clear what it is that I do, okay? I am a policeman. I am a detective. I enforce the law.
Congratulations.
I realize there's aspects of our existence that make that difficult to do at times, but when somebody starts gutting people, it becomes my problem.
Yeah, you should find those people.
I should.
I agree. Yes.
You want to explain to me, and he reaches in his pocket, and he throws down on the table some rolled up with photographs, like physically just been rolled up and crumpled into his pocket. He's like, explain that to me there, pal. All of you, take a look. I bet he didn't tell you.
What are they?
They are 8.5 by 11 photographs of an incredibly grisly crime scene. A person has been just brutalized. In blood, it looks like they're in some sort of industrial factory of some sort.
Do
And
I recognize it as one of his factories?
if Vi has been to one of his factories, it's absolutely one of his factories. And the words Neanderthal are written in blood all over the place.
When did this happen?
He's like, that's a couple weeks back, but keep flipping.
Okay.
As you keep going through the pictures, there is another one, a different factory. And basically the exact same thing has been done again. It's almost down to the...
And also one of his factories?
Also in one of his factories. He's like, that's 2 nights ago. Lucky for you, you do have a pretty solid alibi about where you were 2 nights ago.
So you're going to start finding the real person now?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty suggestive. This is like, if you don't think it was Alquist, then it's someone who's trying very hard to make it look like it was Alquist.
Which I told your associates, but you continue to pressure me.
He's like, I gotta ask you, is there anyone that would like to hurt you besides everyone in this room?
Hurt me? No, mostly they like to sleep with me or steal my money or...
One might think that if someone...
Us? Any of us do those things?
I assume, yes, all of you.
You don't have any money. I know that.
He's got lots of money.
Huh?
He's very, very rich.
Huh?
He's very, very rich.
I mean, define very, very rich.
Like very, very rich.
Okay,
It
put
doesn't
it
matter.
back in your pants, all right?
One might think that if someone wrote the word Neanderthal, then they might think that perhaps eating meat was barbaric. Perhaps they work for a competing vegan organization.
Yes,
You
perhaps.
know,
That's not impossible.
Do you know anyone that are proprietors of vegan meat organizations that I might inquire upon?
Well, in fact, I do.
Well,
Uh,
they here?
Now, you're
Not
coming.
currently.
You're coming very, very close to betraying a confidence, and I
haven't figured out exactly who.
He looks over
I
at
have
you,
an idea.
and he's like, Miss Lula?
Oh, I'm sorry, so I'm a bit distracted. I apologize. Yes.
I think I might be able to help you with your issue, but can I impress upon you to help me with mine first?
Oh, yes. Anything you'd like.
He's like, St. Valentine, you might want to see this too. And he's like, all right, come on, Henry. Come on, Henry. a few moments later, to your spectral senses, you all see a man, balding, 40s, wearing just a shirt that was kind of a short sleeve button up and a black tie kind of over what you can tell was once probably a significant potbelly that has just been ripped all the way apart.
His actual stomach?
His actual stomach is ripped open. This person is spectral. You, theoretically, once you realize what's happening, if you choose to turn on the site, you will see this. Zool doesn't know you have it. And it looks like this man is essentially trying to hold his own entrails in. And he's like, could I get some medical attention, please? And he goes, yeah, Henry, no, we're gonna get you looked at in a moment.
Is this person attached to this place, or to one of us, or?
Oh, I'm not entirely certain. Can I roll what's in a cult?
It's, once you kind of look at him and you look at the pictures, he's the man in the second crime scene.
Oh, okay, I didn't see that.
The person who was murdered 2 nights ago.
Oh.
That's his ghost.
Oh, if we looked at the pictures, do we recognize him?
Once you open your spectral sight, especially you having had the pictures in your hand, you absolutely do. Reese, Alquist, you have no idea what they're talking about.
Oh, so they don't see a person?
No.
No,
yes, then
I
definitely
eventually inferred that there was some ghost
ghost.
shit from people being like, Henry, and there wasn't a person. And
Then
there
I would
wasn't even like a
definitely-
puppy dog being like, hi, I'm
I'll
Henry.
describe Henry to Reese and Alquist.
Then I would definitely turn on my sight, but not make it obvious.
Right. Well, since the unseen has no external signs, so if you don't...
It's been on my face.
Right, other than being like, I
can see the
eyes. Like you got Henry. Yeah.
Did you see anything?
He's like,
I asked Zool.
yeah. He's like, yeah, Henry, tell him what you saw. And he's like, it doesn't make any sense. I was just, I was on my way home from work, like I always do, dinner with the missus, Tuesday night's taco night, yeah. And I got out of the car, and it was like all the lights were out in the house, which was weird because, I expected Margaret to be home, she doesn't miss taco night, yay. And when I went to the front door, when I opened it, it was just like cold. It was so cold, and it was dark, and it was hard to breathe. And I saw a face, and I know this is like crazy, but he looked kind of like a. You're gonna say I'm crazy, but he looked kind of like Jack Skellington, kind of from The Nightmare Before. He was like very gaunt, and he's like, and he's like his cheekbone, and he had a southern accent, and then I don't really kind of remember what happened after that. He like hit me or something. I don't know, and I just kind of feel like I gotta be losing a lot of blood. And
No, dude, you're all right. It'll be fine. Don't you worry. But just calm down. Try and relax. The more you panic, the more you bleed out faster. Just breathe and stay calm. Is there anything that I can give you, dear?
Could you check and make sure Margaret's all right? I didn't see her. I didn't see Margaret after that.
I can indeed.
My wedding ring.
Phone her down.
I lost my wedding ring. I don't know where it went. I never take it off. And there was something else he took from me. And when he says he took from me, those of you that can see him see a hole appears where his heart should be. Like it's just been ripped out of his body. He very much is kind of clutching his entrails, like trying to hold himself together.
Yeah.
And so it's almost like he doesn't notice. But he's like, they took something else from me. When Margaret comes to the hospital, I don't want her to see me without my ring. I never take it off.
We'll find it for you, sweetheart. Just relax in the meantime, and she'll turn to Zool. That is just barbaric. What manner of thing? Oh my goodness.
He's like, yeah, they're fairly reliable witnesses.
Can I try to roll something to try to identify this description he's made of this Jack Skellington?
Be wits and streetwise. So, in any of you
It's
can.
not a
Wits,
cult?
you've all heard it.
Not wits in a cult?
No, it's an individual. It's to whether or not you recognize the individual.
I
I'm trying to identify like
You
what type of
cannot
creature this
see
is. I guess,
him,
but-
but you've been told.
okay.
Yeah, I mean, presumably you all are relaying all of this for Reese and Alquist, I guess, right?
Yeah, I didn't know.
I
that, so was
tend
like-
to take for granted I hear those halves of the conversation unless someone specified.
So I'm not trying to identify a specific person. I'm trying to identify like what kind of thing it is.
I am trying to identify a specific person.
Awesome.
Wits and occult, wits and streetwise.
2 on Wits and Streetwise.
Okay.
3 on Wits and Streetwise.
And what is this?
I rolled Wits and Streetwise 3.
2. It absolutely fits the description of someone that Lula saw when she was up in the valley. A La Sombra. You didn't interact with the guy much, but you saw him there.
So I saw someone who fit the description when I was in the valley.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, I don't believe I caught his name, but yes, it was he was creeping around the Pala Grande. Only briefly did I catch him.
Yes, yeah, I know that guy.
So I got three wits in a cult. Is that enough for me to recognize that this is a La Sombra? Are these La Sombra powers or something, or like is there any?
The
darkness of the house?
the dark black and the cold that made it hard to breathe. That fits Oblivion from your experiences with it. That's what it's like, especially for a mortal to experience
Alright.
Oblivion. That's what.
So
it's
yeah,
like.
I talk about that with Lula.
So do you have any physical items from this gentleman that Lula could potentially get a vision from?
He's like, I don't. He keeps going on about this lost wedding ring. I don't.
Okay.
He's like, and also somebody, but I don't think he knows that.
And it's probably best not to tell him either.
Yeah, that's why.
Well, as much as I hate to admit it, there are marks on these crimes and in this situation that are not really Alquist's wheelhouse. How much do you know
Why do you
about
hate to admit that? Why would you hate to admit that a person in the room is not a serial killer?
It doesn't mean he's not a serial killer. It just means he didn't do this.
Yeah, not this serial
serial. He looks right at you.
Accusations.
Yeah.
So how familiar are you with the different subphyla of our kind?
He just sort of rubs one of his eyes and he's like, I've seen plenty of things I wish I hadn't. Yeah.
Well, these the person who did this is from another group that none of us belong to.
No, you think he's a La Sombra?
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
St. Valentine. Okay, wait. St. Valentine. Come here, buddy. He's like, I realize you are new to this. I am not.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But thank you, though.
He's also in
Reese, are you aware of what a La Sombra is?
Did you tell me? No.
Like, shadow weavers. They do stuff with the darkness.
Oh, right. Sombra.
Yeah. They,
The etymologies, at least.
rough customers.
They're very magical, but very fast.
It's in el nombre. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he looks at you,
Pero las
Lou, like,
brujas no hacen brujería. Does that seem right to you?
Yeah. It's confusing.
he looks at you, Lou, and he's like, yeah, I'll try and make my way up there. Maybe ask the Jax that guy is. I'll ask him a couple questions. But that doesn't, I don't know what that's got to do with you. Let's see here. Why La Sombra would start killing people and leaving them in your factories.
That is your job, though, isn't it? To figure that out.
It's just one other thing. And he gets very close to you again. He's like, you know what the La Sombra didn't do? Kill those 3 people in that limo.
I wonder who it was.
And there's no statute of limitations on murder.
Yes, your
All
breath is quite potent. Okay, then.
Question.
Yes.
So the awe that he's put on doesn't affect him at all?
Specifically, all Awe does is let him use his presence to his social roles. So whether or not Zool is actually feeling any sort of affinity for him, his poker face does not break. He's a master interrogator. You see. Whatever he might be feeling inside, he can keep it in his heart box.
I'm just trying to,
because technically his awe is affecting all of you. All of you are like,
Yes.
Alquist, hey.
Love me.
well, I mean, I had his butt, so.
Right.
But I'm just trying to get a beat on this guy.
Specifically, that it just makes him. It's easier for him to be influential, to either be persuasive or frightening. Is what? Just persuasive. Daunt is frightening, but yes.
I'm just trying to figure this guy out. That's why I ask.
Yeah.
Did you look at the ring finger?
He's like, Henry, could you just excuse just 1 second, Henry? You know.
Yeah.
And
Sorry. Out of sight, out of.
You all do. The ghost does sort of just like he wanders over to you, Lula, and he's like, this is all very important, but I really think I probably need some medical attention. And would you please call Margaret? You seem like a nice lady. Please call her.
Oh, yes, indeed.
And Lulu will pull out her phone and
Well, what is the number, dear?
And he does tell you the number. Reese. Zool leans in and he kind of looks back and he's like, the ring finger was taken along with the heart.
Oh, that's really specific.
Most of this guy was ground up and put into the sausage blender, so...
That doesn't sound like it's related to the factory. You take someone's ring finger, you take someone's heart. That sounds like it's direct at this guy. Someone he cheated with.
But we never released that Neanderthal thing to the press, so whoever did the first set of killing knew that.
I mean, look, and I'm spitballing because not my job, but anyone ever do a crime to cover up later doing a crime? Look like a pattern?
What kind of person would do such a thing, right?
A lot of monsters these nights, right?
Yeah.
So
Too many.
who is this Henry guy? Like, why is he related? Is he related to the factory at all? Is he?
It's part of why I came here. This guy mean anything to you? Actually, he posts to the picture. He doesn't even motion to Henry. He points at the picture. He's like, you know that guy?
He's not a factory worker?
Actually, he kind of reaches in a different pocket and pulls out a photocopy of his ID, so you can see him not murdered.
All right, I'm gonna start Facebooking him.
You never seen this man
I was
before
like,
in your life?
do I know?
No. I mean,
Means?
Alquist wouldn't really care as such.
I was gonna say that anyway.
But he's nothing to you.
He's nothing to me.
His name is Henry Winklejohn. You Facebook him.
Occupation on
His
Facebook.
name is Henry
employment.
His
Winklejohn?
name is Henry
We're just
Winklejohn.
gonna gloss over that. All right.
He's an accountant, Long Beach. He's right. There's several pictures on Tuesday at Taco Night with Margaret. You know,
I'm sorry, he's a Long Beach accountant?
He is an accountant in Long Beach.
How far is this factory from LBC? Alpos?
The factory in question was probably out towards, I'm like, instant loads LA map.
Yeah.
I'm like, probably was kind of an Inland Empire kind of area.
Okay.
So for non-natives, essentially right in between the kind of the valley and Long Beach.
Lula, did you get Margaret's phone number?
Yes.
Okay.
You call her and she's like,
hello.
hello?
The entirety of Los Angeles.
Hello, is this Margaret?
She's like, yes, who's calling?
Just someone with an inkling. If you...
Is she okay? Is Margaret okay?
It's... hold on, dear. Have you ever watched one of those television shows where there's like psychics who like tell people about their past loved ones and communicate with the dead and all of that?
I'm not interested in any of that. I gave it the office.
No, but that's all right. I have someone who had a message for you. You don't have to say anything more. What is it you would like to say, Henry?
Tell her to love her, and my will is in the safe under the floorboards, and don't tell her I lost my ring though. Don't tell her that. No.
Henry says that he loves you and that there's a will underneath the floorboards in a safe.
Well, Henry, he hasn't been home. He's not been answering his phone. Is Henry there with you? Is Henry with you? Who are you?
Henry is not with any of us anymore, dear. You might want to look in. Oh, you don't know.
No, I don't know. I don't know what. Please put Henry on the phone. This is very disturbing, please.
And Lulu will hold the phone for Henry.
He's like, Margaret, hello? Hello? No indication she can hear him. And Zool looks over and he's like, I honestly didn't know if the notification had gone out or not, really. that kind of a monster.
This was 2 nights ago, and y'all haven't informed his widow?
It's a federal murder investigation.
And they haven't
Multi-state.
informed his widow? Or talked to his
Excuse me,
widow?
where exactly do I have a fucking federal ID? I don't know what they've done, all right? I'm just checking this up. And this guy motions to the ghost again. He's like, I'm just trying to help him find the light, okay? Because I can't exactly bring him into court to testify.
You got a phone on you? Is that how
No,
this
no,
is?
she is. Margaret is on the phone.
I'm going to silently just reach out for the
Yeah.
phone.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he's like,
If you can,
and Henry,
Detective, I'm gonna impersonate a police officer real quick and let her know.
he's like, oh, I'm looking forward to hearing this. And he's like, man, Henry looks over again and he's like, don't tell her I lost my ring, though. Don't do that. Oh, yeah. No, he is saying that. Reese has no idea. Yeah. Right.
Reese says don't mention the ring being lost.
Tell him that sometimes rings get lost in the emergency room where they have to be cut off. She won't be mad.
Okay.
And
Presumably.
Lou will relay that, yeah.
And he's like, oh, okay. Wait, I already went to the merge. Oh, okay, great, okay, yes. Right.
I'm going to go into the other room away from... Where is he?
It's right around here.
Okay. I'm gonna go into the other room while I do that.
Can I just talk to Henry, please? It's been 2 nights, and his car was in the driveway, and then I came home, and he was.
Excuse me.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
I am so sorry. This is Officer Keegan. I have some bad news for you. I'm afraid that your husband was involved in an act of violence. He didn't make it. I'm so sorry for your loss.
Oh, yeah. Where? No, this must be some mistake. No, you must have a wrong number.
We've identified the body. I'm so sorry. We're going to be able to release details for you as they come available. We don't have anything more for you at this time, ma'am. I'm so sorry.
Oh, Henry. Oh, dear.
I know this is a difficult time. There may be some people coming by, ask you some questions, try to get you some justice, okay, ma'am?
Yeah. And you hear like a clattering noise of what was probably the phone hitting the floor. And when you come back, Henry's like, did he told her that it's and Zool's like, hey, Henry, Margaret's fine. She knows where the will is. Margaret's fine, everybody. Isn't Margaret fine?
Margaret is just fine,
Yeah.
unharmed, doing okay. Ate some tacos.
Yeah. And we're gonna get your ring back. We're gonna make sure that Margaret gets the ring. Why don't you just go take a load off, buddy? And when he says that, those of you with the eyes to see it, the light appears behind him. Vi, this is your first time seeing it. It really looks like the light of heaven, like just sort of like a little cone appears kind of behind him. And he's like, yeah, Henry, why don't you go hang out back there? There's a waiting room right over there. You see it? And Henry turns and he's like, oh, okay. You'll make sure she gets the ring, right?
Oh, we will indeed.
Okay.
And the tacos.
Oh, yeah. I'll be there. I'll be there for the next one. I'm so tired. And he stops and he looks at Reese again. I know you can't hear it. He's like, thank you, officer. And looks at Zool and he's like, thank you too. And Zool's like, yeah, no problem, buddy, no problem.
He said, thank you, Reese.
And you see, he goes into the light and he's gone.
What?
He is presumably in a better place.
Damn. Makes one of us, right, Will?
Yeah. And he looks at you again.
No, I think we're glossing over this. Like, is he in a better place because he thinks he is? I just, how does it work?
Yeah, that undiscovered country, my friend.
Okay.
Yeah, I gotta tell you.
We'll table that. This is super interesting.
They go into the light and they seem relieved. I don't know what to tell you.
Okay.
I'm never gonna see it, and I'm never gonna see it.
Well, don't say that. You can totally see it. We'll make you a drink.
Yeah, he looks at you for a second. He's like, 2 things, Reese. I could teach it to you. I don't think you want to know.
Do you know what it's like being the only person in this whole group who can't see things and I have to trust what they're telling me?
It must be terrible for you.
He's
I mean, can't you if you tried? Isn't that like a flower thing?
He's like, the hard part isn't being able to see. The hard part's when you can't turn it off. Which brings me to one other piece of business. Lula.
Yes.
What's that about?
When I woke up, it was just like this. I tried to see if I could read it myself and get anything from it, but it would seem as though it's never left my possession.
He reaches over and he's like, St. Valentine, come here. And he's like, you're kind of new at this, right?
It's come up a couple of times in this conversation. Continue.
And he turns and looks straight at you, Vi. You've attempted to have your poker face this entire time. But he's like, oh, you can see it now too, can't you? Okay. Oh, that's great. Okay. Which, whether or not you said that to anyone, he looks right at you and he knows. He's like, I'm going to attempt to impart on you all what it is that I do. I don't know if it's going to work, really. And he turns and he looks at Lula, and he's like, may I?
Oh, yes.
And he holds it in one hand and holds your hand in the other. And he's like, okay, all right. You see how there's sort of that, those colors around there? Kind of let your eyes defocus. Don't try to see it. Let it come to you. And sure enough, you do see sort of colors around Lula. And you also see them sort of around Alquist too, but they're very muted and gray around Alquist. You, St. Valentine, have seen mortals before, and there's a very vibrant aura, but amongst kindred, you'd never really seen it before. And Lula's is still fairly colorful. Mm-hmm. And he's like, okay, so we got Lula here, right? Like, Lula would, you're trying to figure out what happened here, right?
Yes.
Would you like me to ask him a couple questions?
Oh, of course. Always.
Who would you like me to talk to?
I will send them out one by one. There's always that quiet girl that I never get a chance to talk to. She kind of dodges me. Maybe you have a way to coax her out.
Well, let's see what we can do here, You all notice right now there's sort of like a skyish blue color.
I'm taking notes furiously.
Again, it's one of those things, once it's been pointed out to you, you're like, oh, of course, how did I not notice that before? He's like, all right.
So, nice to see you.
And who do I have the pleasure of speaking with now?
Draven.
Draven the wild boy, right?
Yeah. Lula's in there still trying to drag out the quiet one.
You notice when Draven comes forward, there's sort of a almost wintergreen quality kind of comes forward in the aura. And he's like, see that there? And that's the gangrel, right? Draven, you see anything involving a certain piece of destruction of property today?
Not in particular, besides Lula rousing us all up to ask us a bunch of questions about it, but also, Vi, good to see you.
Yeah. You could be hiking buddies, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what hiking means,
Hey, I know that Lula thought maybe it was you because, you're kind of a little rough and tumble, right?
Yeah. Madge and I were her first guesses, so to speak.
Yeah.
Hiding an accident. Oh, wait.
Oh, a detective.
There she is.
And who do I have the pleasure of talking to now?
Genevieve.
Some bitch.
When Genevieve comes forward. You see it all turns black.
Yeah.
All around her. And she's like, and he's like, just the woman I wanted to see. You got any idea what might happen here, Genevieve?
Why, no.
That is not very convincing, my darling. That is not very convincing.
It's really funny. I wasn't really actually trying to be convincing, so cool. Is there any way to stake her and not hurt Lula?
I have no idea.
Yeah, but why do you want to hurt Lula, Genevieve? She's so nice. Everybody likes Lula. What's the problem here?
Yeah, that is the problem. Everyone likes Lula.
Yeah.
Just move like fucking Snow White, and she's so obnoxious and annoying, and she just dances around, and everything's all happy and pretty and wonderful. And in the meantime, I can only like come out and talk like and say things like when no one else is around, and I have to hide, and I have to be like just listening to that all the time from the inside. I'm tired of it.
Hey, Genevieve, how about I make you a little trade? Correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like you are, how do I put this gently, a fucking psychopath. So,
Thank you.
I'll share some psychopath shit with you.
Oh, excellent.
If you promise me that you'll apologize to Lula and not break any more of her stuff.
Fine.
Deal?
Deal. Well, depends on how good the deal is, of course.
I've been told in some circles, and he looks right at you, Reese. I've been told in some circles that pinky promises are binding.
That's what I'm just fresh to Kindred life, but that's what I've learned.
Interesting things these nights, huh?
Yeah.
He's like,
What's that?
pinky promise, you're not gonna break any more Lula stuff, and you will apologize.
Fine.
All right, for the squeamish among you, maybe avert your eyes. And he pulls his phone out.
We all lean forward.
Yeah, right. He pulls his phone out and he pulls up security footage from the factory.
Yeah.
And you all see it's the same factory that is in the pictures where this crime was clearly committed. And it's like a distortion sort of forms. It's something like darkness, but it's like the camera is very clearly like struggling to show you what it is. Like, you know, when you kind of just get those like blocks, so it's almost like something's almost 8-bitty.
It's an artifact or a thing,
Yeah.
sure.
And you hear like and you see Henry's body drops to the slip. And you hear as he is ripped and broken and torn into pieces, and the Neanderthal starts appearing in blood on the walls, and you see pieces of Henry being put into the machinery that is making the meat.
What is putting the pieces in it? Is it
It's
just like
a distortion.
It looks like a weird distortion.
It's
or like
that you can't see what it is. It's like
does it look at all to me like La Sombra stuff?
How you're like?
Can I roll? Can I roll to see if it's
you can
like
roll wits in
living
occult.
shadow or any of that other kind of stuff? That
You can roll wits and occult to try and figure it out. It almost looks like ghost footage or something is difficult. Yeah.
some paranormal activity.
And then he points at the stills and he's like,
"Can I spend something to re-roll some of that?"
Yeah,
your willpower to reroll
Yeah.
up
Reroll
to
3 that aren't hunger.
Yes, 3 of the black dice, up to 3. Yes.
I always roll like crap. on this game.
Is the La Sombra thing, does that let them like go through doors, or like was the factory door forced? Was it keypad?
He's like, they get into all sorts of places they're not supposed to be.
I got 3 successes.
You've heard. You don't know if it's true.
I read it. Somewhere.
You read it.
Yeah.
La Sombra don't have reflections in mirrors.
Okay.
And because of that, they're very difficult to record or videotape.
Okay. So not conclusive, but a possible connection.
It could still be a very high level off escape.
But
Yeah.
Genevieve, you watch this person dismembered in this grisly crime scene play out basically right in front of you.
You're right, Zool. I am enjoying this. I almost wish I could eat popcorn again. Thank you.
Yeah,
This is super fucking metal.
it is. So, I'm gonna need you to ease off Lula, all right?
You keep bringing me little blockbuster videos of this kind of shit. Yeah, sure.
Oh god, no one's told you.
Yeah, any other questions for this one here? You all seemed visibly tense when she showed up, so
What's Dom got on you?
He doesn't have anything on me
Why are you helping him?
because I want out of here. This is a prison. It's already a personal hell to be a kindred alone and have to constantly keep something else satisfied that you're a prisoner to. I'm a prisoner inside of a prisoner.
A mind can make a heaven of hell and a hell of heaven make, baby.
What makes you think Dom would help you?
I mean, have you seen what he can do?
Mm-hmm.
That whole thing? Yeah.
What makes you think that he would help you?
Because I'm helping him.
Uh-huh.
If you're a sociopath, wouldn't it be just easier for you?
No, she's a psychopath.
Okay.
I don't know
Well,
if there's
anyway, my
distinction
point
There's a
being,
little bit of a difference.
not that wouldn't it be easier for you just to eliminate all of the other members of the coterie instead of trying to find a totally new host? Why should you leave?
It doesn't work like that. It's hard for us to actually be in contact with each other. It's like a group meeting thing in there, but we can never quite touch.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're limited in how you can. Okay, that makes sense.
I gotta tell you, this is fascinating, Genevieve. Not a lot surprises me these nights, but you are a surprise.
I'm
You
still
know-
stuck on, like, he's not a gracious person. The only way you're useful is inside that body. What makes you think he would ever take you out?
I mean, because I'm a member of the family.
Oh.
Well, you'd be exchanging one prison for another. I mean, that's yeah.
Wait, excuse me, Genevieve, are you a member of the family?
Yes.
Well, she was. Now she's just a spy stuck in someone else's body. I bet you've never been more useful to your family.
I've always been here.
Huh.
What?
I've always been in Lula. I've got to get out to be with the rest of the family.
I mean, I don't. That doesn't sound like a bad thing. I mean, wouldn't Lula prefer to not be around this person?
Do you know how to do that?
No, but apparently Dawn does.
Are you sure?
I'm sure Dom knows how to take her out. Whether he will is...
This one's really cheeky. Is there any reson we haven't killed him yet? That's what I keep asking.
Do try.
If you value
Yes,
your life, then
there
that would be
is.
the biggest reason.
He's like, I feel like we're sort of getting off track here. We solved the mystery of Lula's busted up personal keepsake, and you said you weren't doing that anymore, right?
Right.
Yeah, just, this is that cliche part of the conversation where I say things like, try to stay out of trouble, you know, but, can I...
I'll save you the trouble.
Zool, did you find out anything?
We did. We did.
Yeah, did some questioning. Found out it was a member of the coterie, unfortunately.
They're very sorry about it, though, Lula.
They have promised, so far as such things are worth, not to fuck with you again in that manner.
They were just very embarrassed to have done such a thing. It was an accident, and they couldn't bear to tell you.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna happen again.
I figured as much. It's just a shame is all.
It's still very pretty, though.
Maybe we can find a jeweler who will restore it.
Yes.
He hands it back.
I bet we know some people.
He's like, Lula, there's just, you think there's 6, right?
Yes.
He leans in very close and says, there's 7.
Really?
Yeah. I think that's it for me here. Mr. Lazar, maybe think about who would have, means, motive, opportunity to fuck with you in particular.
I wonder.
Yeah, because the good news is, I believe you didn't do this. Bad news is, I'm not the FBI.
You could talk to them.
And tell them what? The ghost of that dead guy said that guy's innocent. Also, we're all fucking vampires.
Or
We can see
there was
ghosts.
an additional murder that happened while y'all were questioning him.
We can't show them the tape.
Didn't, they know. But as my young friend so astutely pointed out, you wouldn't be the first person that set up a second murder to cover the first murder. It just so happens I know you didn't do it.
Oh, I really thought it was the other way around.
Maybe it is.
But, I mean, look. How... In order for Alquist to have done this, this La Sombra would have to voluntarily have a professional relationship with Alquist. Now tell me how likely you think that is.
None of this makes sense to me anymore, quite frankly, so...
You hear of any La Sombra in town who might be people of interest?
I'm gonna make a little drive, talk to somebody, shake out some bushes. But yeah, you guys, keep doing whatever this is.
Let me know if you need help shaking bushes.
Oh, and so,
Yeah.
if you ever would like to stop by for a palm reading sometime, I'd be happy to give you one.
I would very, very much appreciate that, Miss Lula.
You have a good evening.
I'm sure sometime I'll find a moment to take a night off.
Yes, of course.
And he turns and he leaves. And St. Valentine, your phone rings. It is a number you have not seen in some years.
Okay. Who is it? My agent?
It is your agent.
Oh, I'm really, really mad at my agent. I have to take this. I'll be back. So I go into another room, and I answer it.
Sancty Claus, darling, you're hit again.
You got some fucking nerve calling me.
You've got like 10 million views.
What the fuck? What the fuck, man? You aren't gonna even bring up like what happened last time we saw each other?
Why are we gonna bring up old stuff, sweetie boobala? It is you're hit again. Everybody's clamoring for the St. Valentine comeback show.
And
I
that's
can book you
and that's
by
when I hear from you.
Thanksgiving.
And that is when I hear from you.
It's just business, baby. And also,
Could you
we've
be
got a contract.
more transparent in your motives. What do you want?
To make you a star again.
You're making me into a star. Wrecked my life.
Was it me, or was it your poor choice in substances and stunts that ruined your life? I thought you were dead. I didn't know. I went to your funeral. I wept
You
over your
fucking
grave.
asshole. You're the one who introduced me to all that shit.
I didn't know
I was just
you
a
couldn't
kid from
pace
fucking
it.
Long Beach when I met you.
And now you're St. Valentine. You're welcome. Come on, what's the problem? You can have it all again.
Why would I need you? Why would I need you?
There's the not insignificant matter of the contract. You were never legally declared dead, and therefore the contract's binding, but that's not important. I can get you Vegas. St. Valentine. Vegas.
Oh.
Just, I gotta know, how did you do that blood thing? I've been racking my fucking brain, Sancty Claus. Racking my fucking brain to figure out how you did that.
Okay,
I can see
I'm
your
only going to
arms.
say this once, all right? It's not a trick. It's all real. And if you ever call me again or interact with me again in any way or anybody I know, I'm going to come and I'm going to bring my friends and you're going to find out how real all this shit really is. Now, I want to clarify in my past with this, I've always been completely transparent about how all of my illusions work and all that kind of stuff. So,
Like, you get to the front page of YouTube and suddenly you're the tough guy now. Like, okay, is that okay, all right, okay. He's like, let me tell you this. You try and take the show public again without cutting me in, there's gonna be fireworks.
I mean, at this, you really, if you're threatening me isn't working, why don't you try maybe giving me some sort of incentive?
I said I put you on Vegas. You threatened me. You said you come.
I can get any show I want without your help, and maybe that's not what I want right now. Maybe that is the old way, and we shouldn't be doing things the old way anymore.
Hey, look, as long as I get my 20%, I don't care what the fuck you do. I was calling to say congratulations.
You're gonna need to come to me with a bigger idea that I can get you Vegas.
All you ever wanted was Vegas, man. It's here now. Come on.
Things have changed, and I've got more obscure interests now.
Why don't we redo the safe thing, but it works this time? You don't take 15 years to escape. I
hang up on him. I'm gonna hang up on him.
I don't know if you understood my crude
Oh, you were listening. No,
Yes.
I understood.
yeah.
Okay.
No, I got it.
Reese is like, eavesdrop!
No, I very much got it.
Yeah.
You were listening. The agent was yelling, so you very much heard all of that.
All right, I go back in the room, and I'm just like,
Hey.
putting away my phone.
Agent?
Yeah, geez. Every stereotype you could imagine about an exploitative person, that's them, so.
Is he going to be a problem with your contract?
Huh? No, I don't think any of that stuff's enforceable. And besides, I mean, if it makes us mad enough, we'll just go eat him or something, right?
Because
how it
I'm
works
just
now?
saying,
No!
let's not eat him, but I do know someone who could potentially get him out of your life in a less killing, more legal way.
Oh, okay. Don't say Alquist. Please don't say Alquist.
You mean me? Oh, yes, I can help you, St. Valentine.
You can't sort your own legal trouble out right now.
That is
What
not
makes me-
completely true. First off,
That's also very different.
Yeah, there are not multiple federal agents.
Yeah, I guess that is a good point.
And breach of iffy contract.
All right, so this is an opportunity. This is an opportunity for you to earn your way into my good graces.
this is an opportunity for you to earn your way into my good graces.
Well, I mean, he has been kind enough to let us stay here.
I have my own...
Which is being staked out by the cops. Yes, you have your own McMansion somewhere. Okay, yeah.
Why do you keep... Okay.
I'm sorry. He grates on me.
McMansions were not yet invented when Alquist purchased his home.
I just assume you speak nonsense most of the time, so...
I know. I like when Trabajo was here, I was going to make a Columbo joke, and then I realized you're not going to get it. You're not going to get it. You're probably not going to get it. You're too young to
Lucky
get
you.
it, right?
No, I'm good for that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
What is it you plan to do?
How are you not? Also too young.
Easily find
That age group
loopholes
does
in
not help
contracts and
Anyway,
I
so...
guess
Yeah.
what was
Said
that?
contracts.
What was that Lula asked there?
What is it you plan to do to this individual for him?
we can find loopholes in the contracts. I have a team of lawyers.
No.
Yes. Whatever you like.
Never has to be the merits of the case. It's always who can last longer in the suit. And I think
I will last the
you
longest.
have been in a suit for a long time.
I have great stamina.
You also don't always
Oh,
have
God.
to
That's my
have
favorite.
the...
Well, you do this for me. You make this go away, but in a messy way that doesn't blow back on me or anybody I care about. And I'll,
Why does it have to be messy? Why can't it be clean?
Reese, your phone vibrates with a text message.
Yeah.
It says, "Come out back, please, and bring Vi." It is not a number you recognize.
I'm going to put that down, come back in, put that down in front of Vi. I'm going to head out back.
It's not a number you recognize either, Vi.
We have just been summoned outside, but I'm glad we cleared this up, so you'll help with that. And
I was going to say, I'll help you with your growing La Sombra problem.
as you seem to know a bit more about them,
think we can be mutually beneficial to each other.
Yeah, well, I want to be honest. I don't want to overrepresent what I do know about them. Everything I know about them is in ancient books, and a lot of it could be wrong. But I'm happy.
Don't underestimate yourself and your abilities.
All right. Well, I'd love to help.
All right. Do y'all want to take a little trip out back?
I mean, it's an invitation for just the two of us.
It just said come out back and bring Vi. It did not say come alone.
It does
I
not.
will head out back.
Okay. Does everyone go out back?
Yeah, I think I will.
When you come out back, the trees are covered in bats all over the place. And as you
Batter up.
This is not you. Are these
No,
friends of yours?
this is not my frenzy.
A moment later, the bats all sort of like take off at once and then kind of like come together and like swarm around a little bit, and they just sort of coalesce into a person. A blue-skinned man with bright orange hair that you, Lula, have seen before. He was at the event that you went to up north.
What an assume. I did indeed. It was very colorful.
I
I did like the trick with the sky puppies. That was adorable.
He is visibly very much not human. Like, he's a walking masquerade breach. Again, you've never seen anything. He's got sky bluish hair. Again, and just...
his hair's
No,
blue
his skin is sky
Right.
blue.
Yeah,
His
yeah.
hair is like shock orange. Like very bright
Have I
orange.
ever seen anything like this before?
You can roll wits and streetwise. You've been around a while. You might. Reese, no clue.
No, I'm.
It's you have met him, Lula. Alquist, I would say you can also roll wits and streetwise to see if it's someone you've heard of. Yeah. You can still roll. You never know.
Rolling's free.
Well, he's very distinct. A blue-skinned man with orange hair. Like if there's
I
only
mean,
some-
I don't have any frame of reference for this.
You
I
still, you
got
could try
3
it.
successes.
Yeah, Wits and Streetwise.
I
you
just
said?
got
Yes.
this. Yay.
Only that?
Yep.
That alone?
Yep. That alone.
Oh. Wait, but do you roll those for just a check?
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, vampire stuff is about to happen, people.
He stands there and he looks at you and he's like, Reese, Violet, I'm very happy to finally make your acquaintance. My name is, and you cannot let this man say his name.
I can't.
And that's a good place for us to go to break. So we're going to come back in
It's fine.
10 minutes. 10 minutes, little bio break, stretch your leggages, and we will come back in, I won't even tell you the time, because who knows when you're actually watching this, but 10 minutes. We'll be right back. Let's see, can it take us to break? Even I don't know. So, Alquist, you all have just been confronted by this blue-skinned, orange hair, very unusual looking man. And he approaches you, Vi and Reese, and is about to introduce himself when the beast grabs a hold of you, Alquist.
Yes.
He's ignoring you. He's beautiful. He's too beautiful. This man has to show you some respect. Nothing else matters.
Is awe still on?
It is. Although, again, what awe does is allow you to add your presence dice to your social rolls, specifically persuasion. So he steps forward and he's like, "Hi, Reese. Bye. It's a pleasure to finally make your acquaintance. My name is..."
Hello! How are you? And what are you doing here? Traveling around in little furry rodents of the sky? It's curious.
He looks at you for a second and he's like, "Who the fuck's this lot? Also,
Who am I? I am Alquist Lucia. Who?
Hold on one second.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna walk right up to him and
'Cause
I'm just
he-
gonna grab his face.
Because you see the man does definitely turn towards him like, let me explain something to you a lot. And then
I'm just gonna grab his face and look into his eyes and quell the beast.
All right. So let's see what he has to roll.
He has to roll stamina plus resolve.
Yes, you, Alquist, roll stamina plus resolve. And maybe Vi is about to save your life.
Here's to hoping.
guitar?
Yeah, you can-
Read them bones.
Read the bones.
What's that one on?
I think that's
It's so far.
It's a 1.
So that is not a success.
Wait,
Good.
what? You
So
sure?
two?
Good.
That means
That's
you're
good. That's good.
Yeah.
I got 4 successes.
Yeah, 2 successes.
Alquist. Vi gets in your face, and you very much are like, unhand me, woman! And then just, you feel sort of that wrenching grip on your just psyche loosen for a moment. And you're yourself again.
Thank
You
you.
good?
Vi.
You good?
Yes.
All right.
Oh, well done.
I apologize, sir. He's a bit peckish.
The blue man says, like, it happens to all of us. I just want you to know, lad, he just saved your fucking life, which further confirms why I needed to be here in the first place. Now, before I was so rudely interrupted, my name is Joseph Ponder. When he says Joseph Ponder, that does mean something to you.
Oh, okay.
He is somewhat of a legend amongst the Sabbat. But more than anything, he is probably one of the most well-known caitiff or clanless vampires in the entire world. He actually formed
So,
his
like,
own clan.
His posters like on our bedroom wall.
Yes. So, however a person feels about his membership in the Sabbat, he is a hero to clanless everywhere.
At least those who have heard
Right.
of them.
Although you got
I told
two.
you.
Told me about
Did
Joseph
you get
Pender?
two?
No, I got 4 actually.
4. This guy you've heard of. You didn't necessarily know him by sight, but you're like, You've heard the stories.
It's
Heard,
got him mixed up with
me?
the other blue.
Right.
I mean,
Well,
Skinned.
That's what makes it easy for the
Yeah.
word to spread about Panda. He's very distinct.
Right.
But he hadn't told you his name before.
yeah,
So
Kendrick
that,
Yondu.
Mhm.
Yeah, dude, I love it.
honestly, kind of. Yeah. With less,
And a different
less
level?
holding spray. Yes. But just. He's like, so you have heard of me, good. I didn't know that we were going to be having family business in front of everyone, but we could do that if you prefer.
It was an unknown number, and I'm a bit young. They
We've
are
we've
kind of have
had
to
a
back me
lot
up
of.
time to time.
I'm St. Valentine. This is my place. Would you like to come in?
Oh, may I come in?
Certainly.
Good, yes. He's like, Miss Lula, I
Hello, Panda Man.
didn't get to properly make your acquaintance at the previous event. It was an eventful evening, you might say.
No, but you stand out. You're very colorful. And again, like I said, the sky puppies, they're adorable. Just like you. And she'll boop his snoot.
When you boop it, it's like it's made out of concrete. It's like he's made out of absolute titanium when you touch him. he's like, thank you, Miss Lula. It's like, believe it or not, it's easier to travel as a swarm of fucking bats in the city than this. I'm not unaware of what it looked like, you know.
Why would you
look
want to
amazing.
be?
And he turns and looks at you and he's like, Alquist Lazier, how'd you say your name is?
Lasir.
You're the fucker that's been killing people and putting them in the sausages.
Not him, but it has occurred at his company.
How could I enjoy this moment?
He's like, it's not what I saw on the news, you see. I do keep an eye on the current events, you know. I have to be aware of the comings and goings, as it were.
We were in fact investigating such coming and going recently. No, please.
Interesting.
Would you like to?
Oh, aye, yes. You see,
I hold the door for him.
when he walks to the door, he does stop and sort of like look at the door frame, and he's like, good, and then steps across it.
There are wards on it, but nothing that would mess with him, I don't think.
Huh?
Mhm.
No.
When you go, he
Nothing that would mess with anyone, apparently.
he turns to the
If you don't like it, you can get out.
You've had one person sneak through an open door. You've had another person tear a hole in reality, and he was in the backyard.
See, this is not my fault.
The defenses are holding.
Yeah, stand up for me, Chad.
The
St. Valentine's poor home security is not my fault.
I would just like to say Shadow Lords have been forcing their way in places for at least 25
What
years.
happens to characters, okay?
I would like to show him into the parlor and have a seat.
He does walk in, and he stops and he looks at you, Alquist. He's like, and he just sort of like slaps you a little bit. And he's like, don't worry about it, buddy. All of us have done some assorted things that we might have come to regret when the beast grabbed a hold of us, haven't we?
Yes, except it wasn't me who did that.
No, he's talking about what you did outside.
No, it's 30 fucking seconds ago. What's it?
Not he
I just
thought you were
assumed
talking
that I
about
did nothing wrong in
He
that
thought you were
moment.
talking about the killing.
I'm assuming the killing, yeah.
Oh, no. You need to work on being more convincing with the cover story because it's like, in my experience, whenever I'm like, how are you today? And you're like, I didn't shoot that man. I'm like, I didn't ask.
You just spoke about it like not even 30 seconds ago. Do you not remember?
You know, some of us are better at cover stories than others, and things like you were saying earlier, family matters.
Yes.
And, yeah.
He walks in and he just sort of like sits down for a moment and he's like, it's been trying times for us lately. Obviously things are complicated here in Los Angeles, as you might know, with the
So I'm learning.
Yeah, got that Fokker van of our Thomas, you got the Barons, you got all of the bickering, and for the most part they tend to think that, you know, my kind aren't around, but we're never as far away as you might think, honestly. And, but it's come to my attention that you all had been imperiled lately, and I didn't know that if anyone had reached out to you to offer to bring you in to be a part of something bigger than yourselves.
I feel like we've had a lot of invitations to be part of something.
I would call them coercive.
Yeah. I would qualify it
Threats.
that way too.
Threats, mostly.
He holds his hands up, he's like, I'm not here to threaten anyone. And you have my permission to tell me to go fuck myself at any time, and I'll piss right off.
Wouldn't dream of that.
No, you're our guest.
Well,
You got one, lad. One.
He's what exactly would this something bigger be? And
Like-
who all is invited into?
He's like, I don't know that you lads would have known who I am, but my name, as I said before, is Joseph Ponder. I was born, embraced into the life of a clanless kindred, and I wandered for a great deal of time to the earth with no one to lean on, no one to watch me back. Again, I'm fucking blue. I understand what I look like. And as I was making my way through things, most of the people that I ended up making the acquaintance of, again, have a different outlook on things. You're a young race. Do you know who the Sabbat are? I would say, Vi, probably you would have informed them of what Sabbat are, as it is fairly foundational to what it means to be kindred.
But we've never been in a town that has had a spot.
You probably know, you haven't met
Yeah.
any. It's for the most part.
They're far more like a fairy tale, as I've explained
Yeah.
it, than anything we would ever associate with.
Right. Yeah. No. It's for the most part. Everybody believes the Sabbat are extinct. Actually.
I mean, I thought they were often like elsewhere doing something.
It's like, let me be clear. I'm not here to try and draft you all into that proud. I was going to say brotherhood, but it's also a sisterhood. I don't know, the community. Fellowship.
Yeah.
Of the Sabbat. Unless, of course, you find yourself interested, and then that's a separate conversation for us to have. But it's not why I'm here. It's just that's who I fell in with, because that's who'd have me initially. The Sabbat are believe in being who you are, being at one with yourself. You know, I understand, Miss Lula. Again, while I didn't have an opportunity to make her acquaintance, you are quite famous for your abilities and also your divisions.
Yes, I'm certain that throughout the years you've probably seen me around as well. Just we try to be everywhere. Each one of us kind of have a different belief of whatever. We try to stay neutral as much as possible, but there have been times that we've dabbled, so to speak, towards the Sabbat direction when you needed help, and it suited, of course, some of our needs as well.
The one thing I will tell you that I found in my long time on this earth is that true neutrality just isn't possible. Because everyone fucking hates you when you're neutral. No one trusts you. Everyone thinks you're just going to sell them out to the other side at the drop of a hat. So eventually, you all will need to pick a side. But again, that's not why I'm here. No. I want you to know that as a byproduct of some bygone troubles, a little bit of a civil war, you might say, I was able to carve out me own patch of land. I was able to carve out me own clan for those that didn't have clans.
Joseph, are you here to invite us to become a pander?
Yes, I am.
That's mighty kind of you. I'm not sure what brought you to us specifically.
As I said, it's been dangerous, trying times in the nights. And you've run afoul of some people that are some people I know. The fucking burned guy and the guy in the three-piece suit. Cray and Sullivan. Fuckers. That's how I first got on your radar. And he leans in very close to you, Reese, and is like, Cray tipped me off about the two of you. Your secret's going no further. He was trying to help.
He said he would. It's going farther than...
You might recall I texted you and said bring by.
There's no one.
Tried.
There's no one in this room that didn't already know.
You told him?
Him?
I didn't tell him about me.
Oh, well, this is fucking awkward. It wasn't my intention to out anyone.
Tell him what, dear, and Lula will activate cloud memory on Alquist.
You try. As a kindred, he does have a chance to resist.
And he has unswayable mind.
But it's humans are
3 points
defenseless.
in,
Kindred are not.
What do I roll for?
It is your, I believe it is for you, is I'll tell you in a second. I believe it is charisma and
I mean,
dominate.
Chantry ain't got nothing for me, so...
Yes, charisma and dominate. Alquist, it is your wits and resolve, and you can add your fortitude dice due to your unswayable mind.
Wits, resolve.
So it's like 47 dice.
It's true.
And then the fortitude as well.
Yes, because it's your specific discipline is why this applies.
Unswayable mind. You just roll first.
Let me get those out of the way for
At
you.
the same time, declare willpower separately.
Well, you don't get to look and see her successes and decide if you're going to spend willpower. This is what it is. It is
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
6, I believe.
Is that 2?
No,
That
there
is
are,
only
there's
one
one
critical.
crit one, yeah.
He's so far away.
True.
Doesn't anybody stay in one place?
All right. So before we declare successes or anything, are either of you going to spend willpower? Because it's not a shoot. It's not a shootout. You know, as you do it or you don't. You know.
I'm going to spend willpower on
Okay.
these two.
You cannot re-roll the blood die.
Oh,
Well,
my
it
bad.
was a failure anyway, so it didn't matter.
So,
Yep, but that
Okay.
did get it up to a full crit.
full crit?
Boom!
Did it?
It got
Yeah.
the other
Yeah,
one.
it did.
Yep,
Oh.
the reroll was a crit.
That is a significant number of successes. So you look right at him and say, forget all about this. In Alquist, you're like, why would I forget about this? It just happened right in front of me.
Yes, why would I?
I am looking for these droids.
Right. I was like, no, these are in fact the droids I'm looking for.
Those are the droids.
Right. And you're like, no,
Oh,
that's
this is the
them.
last.
Right there. Yes.
I did try.
Oh.
You're not, yeah, I mean, except for having done this yourself. Otherwise, you're not particularly aware that you even tried anything.
Well,
right
I
until
did
she said now you're aware.
Well,
Other than the fact that
Curious.
she turned to you and said, forget everything.
With a hand gesture.
Besides that, well, it's
No?
pro tip, the power comes from the hand gesture.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Okay.
Surprise.
Yes.
Vi, is there something you'd like to tell me?
Well, not particularly.
Andrew just sort of like goes back and forth.
I'm gonna leave it be since this is not the time.
Mr. Pander, I gotta admit, I have had less than official support from, I guess, the people who were supposed to be looking out for me. So I'd hear more about what you're offering.
He looks at you and he's like, "Hi, there's a place for you too, lad, if you want. Like any of you that wish to become one of my tribe, it is quite possible."
I know that becoming part of this tribe means that I would be able to cut ties with those I was previously tied to.
Aye.
Do you, and I know this is probably a no, but do you have the ability to cut any other sort of ties? Perhaps ones that were forced on me by other people?
Again, I know those warlock fuckers, but no, that's not within my power to do, unfortunately.
Okay.
Significant though my power may be. No, Saint Valentine, I, more than anything, have been a champion of justice for all kindred everywhere. I believe that fairness and equality is what should rule kindred existence, honestly. I know how overlooked you can feel when you're in the shadow of the chantry, as it were.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Fuck them too, actually.
Yeah, I mean they've not been responsive to any of my inquiries.
Oh, and they're not gonna be. No, they want you to keep you on the shortest walking leash possible. They want you scrubbing the floors in there, waiting on them hand and foot to give you just the tiniest bit of knowledge.
More like they don't even really want to acknowledge my existence. They haven't asked me to do anything.
Better for you that way, Lord. Better for you. There's a fucker up in Los Angeles named Strauss. Wears these weird red glasses.
Mm-hmm.
That guy, if you ever see him, head the other fucking direction, trust me.
Okay. I mean, I'm mostly interested in knowledge, so what have you got?
Well, there's my own not inconsiderable experiences, and there's the brothers and sisters of the Ponders. Let me be quite clear with what I'm offering you. And you don't even have to say yes to me right now, as such. I'm not inviting you into this abbat. That is a very difficult decision to make with very different implications of taking that step. I'm inviting you to be members of my clan.
Thank you.
You're quite welcome.
It's been, I guess you understand how it's been.
Indeed, I might, yes. I apologize because in classic me fashion, when people try and do things seamlessly, I have to make it very overt. So I feel like you were trying to send me something. I do not have it.
No.
Sorry.
Secrets.
She's like motioning towards the phone, and I'm like,
It's
check.
all right. The
I have
title
nothing.
of this episode is apparently "We Say the Quiet Part Out Loud." Hi guys,
Yes.
how are you?
So this part is just a long shot of Alquist smoldering. We'll sort this stuff out.
Yeah.
Yes. So please try and resend it. I did not receive it.
It's fine. It's
Okay.
fine.
Yes. So.
No, Reese and it is very different.
Mhm.
Thank you.
He leans out and he reaches toward you and he just like stops for a second. He's like, "May I?" And just puts a hand on your shoulder and looks at you and is like, "You deserve a place where you belong. We all do."
Who else is in this clan? I mean, how many other people are we then becoming tied to?
Oh, there's lots of us. And honestly, to tell you the truth, not every single member of the clan even listens even when I call. That's the problem when you gather an assemblage of fuck off rough and tumbler types. Even when you're like, so now you're part of the clan, they're all like, I am, fuck off. So I mean, they don't all return my phone calls, really. But there's a not insignificant number of us. Many traveled to the area recently for there's a ritual we have called a Pala Grande, which is a major Halloween gathering, which is where I, made the acquaintance of Miss Lula and also the Valentina, I believe her name is.
Yes.
Yes. Somewhere in town, and recently, I've come to suspect, honestly, that some of them might have run afoul of the Second Inquisition, which is part of the reason why I'm down here now, is following up on some leads, but I wanted to extend an invitation that if it's true, and all indicators are that it is true, that the humans know and are coming for us all, felt it's more important than ever that we bind together.
Well, for our part, we can say we did. The humans knew in San Diego.
Some of them, yes.
Enough, I guess.
A particular faction of uniformed humans.
Real Christy kind of fellas.
Those are the worst kind, really. Like, some of them are just, regular blokes. Show up, clock in, clock out, carry gun badge. But some of them...
Yeah.
Aye.
Crook sucker on ETS, then whatever.
Aye. Oh, word of warning. If you ever run into those kind, don't bite into them. They taste terrible.
Experience.
Observation, really.
Have they done something to their blood?
It's to be determined.
That's a hell of a defense mechanism.
Aye, just know that it doesn't agree with the kindred palate.
Well, at least their heads are still as easy to cut off.
So it seems to be. Forgive me if I'm wrong, young, asshole, divided.
Well.
Do any of you have any questions about what's really taking place in the streets these nights? Like, do you know the predicament in which not just you, but all of ourselves currently find ourselves in?
We know what we know.
Yeah,
we don't
it's not
know
on a macro
what we
level.
don't know, and it sounds like you're from a position to tell us a lot.
I myself am what among the Sabbat is known as there's a priscus. There's not really a parallel in Camarilla or Anarch society, if you can call Anarchs having a society, really. I'm sort of a trusted advisor. I come into cities and they tend to open their doors to me. They tend to heed my counsel, as it were. So I've sort of got to witness what's happening in many places, and we're losing. City after city. Overrun. Prague, Vienna, London, San Francisco, San Diego.
To the Inquisition?
Aye. All of the kindred in the city either destroyed or scattered. That's why there's so much turmoil in Los Angeles. It's one of the last major pieces on the board, you see.
So they're going to be circling.
They're already here, Grace. They're already fucking here.
So is your organization involved in stopping them then?
The real shortcoming of kindred existence is the extent to which we prey upon each other, really. I can't say that any of my kind are cooperating with anyone as such, but we're aware of what's happening.
It seems like you have some influence that if someone who didn't have a clan could go and be a trusted advisor, that's got to be some pull I haven't seen.
There's been some recent turmoil in the local leadership, but I still, I do have some pull, which is part of why I wanted to tell you what's happened. So let me give you just a wee history lesson. You don't mind if you would indulge an old man here.
Please.
I'll tell you some things
Yes.
that perhaps you haven't heard.
I'm stoked. History lessons are my thing.
I'm mildly annoyed.
You got
That's
one.
one of the things.
Right.
One of the things you don't say out loud.
Inside voice.
That was OOC.
He's like, forgive me if I'm restating things that might be just completely fucking obvious, but I just want to make sure that you understand. Post 9/11, government got all up in everyone's business, you know. It's monitoring communications, internet, cell phones, Patriot Act. Everybody just opened their homes and were like, oh, save us. We're so afraid. The sky's fucking falling. And in the process of doing that, they sort of got on the trail to the fact that maybe, just maybe, some of us were fucking monsters out there. That there was things that would bump in the night that they couldn't quite account for, and they were very confused. And there were these big fucking muckety-mucks. High up, Arkine, fucking Vintrum, sure of it, but it was the Camarilla that decided that maybe, now that the humans were all head up in a huff to go do war on this enemy or that enemy, on fucking fighting fucking concepts like terrorism. How do you fight a concept? I don't fucking know. But they chose to set them on us.
The cam?
Yes.
Fuckers.
Atlanta was the first place. Atlanta was once a Sabbat stronghold. Things were contested. It's always a tidal thing, you know. But for the most part, Atlanta was ours. And they came down fucking hard, kicking in doors, broad daylight, burning down havens, staking kindreds, taking heads. Not many of us escaped the carnage. And just like what happened in the first fucking Inquisition, when probably some of those same fucking assholes that were there the first time, honestly, sent the Inquisitors out burning kindred in their havens, eventually the humans caught on to the fact that, wait a second, we keep going out and destroying these pale monsters that don't go out in the sunlight, but we never see our handlers in the fucking sunlight either. When they started biting the hand that fucking bit them, and realized that also some of those Camarilla assholes that learned nothing from the first fucking Inquisition, that spawned the Sabbat in the first fucking place, might add, were monsters too. And the fire started sweeping the whole fucking planet. And that is why you're seeing things on the scale that you're seeing. And they're burning us all equally at this point. And some of mine decided that this was all just a sign of the apocalypse. And this was the time for our grand crusade. And they all rallied together and went over to North Africa. You know what's happened with the older ones, do you?
I heard there's something messing with them, but that's it.
You three are of age. Do you feel it? In here, has it started yet? The tug.
No. No.
Just a little Alquist.
So,
You can resist, but something's like, you should head east, yeah? But you kind of ignore it. You're
Yeah,
like,
I could go to Morocco.
yeah.
I can start there.
Or
work my way.
Yeah.
I feel something, but nothing to be too concerned about.
What is it? What do you feel? What is it?
They call it the beckoning. The oldest of us. All kindred. Something's calling us back to the fucking Holy Land for an indeterminate purpose, really. No one quite knows. But apparently it just gets stronger and stronger and stronger until you've got to fucking go. And some of the older ones started heading back, and again, some of the other Sabbat decided, well, if the old ones are going back over there, we should go over there and fucking kill them all, and that's been what's happening over there.
That's very odd math, but yes.
Well, that's how self-fulfilling prophecies work.
As you see, I've got my blue ass parked here in Southern California, you see, but that's what's happening, so even I can't tell you what manner of carnage is taking place across North Africa, but that's what the majority of the remaining Sabbat are there, but it's by no means all of them. It's no means all of us.
But it pulls numbers from reinforcing against the Second Inquisition.
Aye, it does.
Fuck.
Let me be clear. If I were to just go bopping into fucking Brentwood and say, Vince Branivar Thomas, I'm a kindred of some power and repute and respect in my circles. I'm here to help you. He'd stake me just as fast and make sure I met the next possible sunrise.
Because he's a fucking Camarilla who hates Caitiff like an asshole!
In this one case, the feeling's quite mutual, I assure you. But
Yeah, I mean, I was told not to go to West Hollywood. That's where I was going to set up shop, but
No, it's not.
it's just,
They're very different.
it's good fucking
Like
advice.
they are.
So,
And it's full of rich people.
so, I'm sorry. you're not inviting us to be part of your family. You're trying to recruit us to be part of your family.
Consider them two very different discussions. The clan is so you can have a home and a bloodline you can lean on. The movement, the Sabbat, quite a different thing. I just want you to know that to say yes to either, by no means you're saying yes to both.
What kind of relationships do you have with the Duskborn around here?
Me personally,
Yeah.
fairly new in town, I suppose, but I can make some phone calls.
I mean, I just figured you'd know about whatever proposed role they're supposed to have in all of this.
Lots of the ones out of San Diego have fled up to the valley, apparently. That Byron Temple up there made it known that there's a safe haven for thin blood, so I think you're going to find the highest concentration of them up that way, really.
No, I mean on a more, on a bigger scale, like Gehenna.
Oh, like the fucking prophecies.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't
Back to
fucking
that again.
know, lad. I just... who knows? I mean...
Does every conversation have to go back to Gehenna?
I mean, to be honest, it's come up in a really organic way a couple of times recently. I don't think I'm alone in...
He's like, I myself do in fact believe that they may in fact be important to the end, but have also suffered at the hands of the preconceived notions and prejudices of others, so I try not to pass judgment.
Yeah, I feel like that's a good stance for someone like you.
Mm-hmm.
If I can say, in all of my years of reading palms and fortunes, it always seems like the end is always brought on more by people's choices than actual set paths.
It's like, aye, Miss Lula, your stroyed wisdom is borne out to be true.
If there is anything you need, I know the offer was not extended to me, and I do not wish to become as such. It would be very difficult to be a non-Mulcadian, if you will. But if there is anything that you do need in the future that I can be of assistance with you, don't you hesitate to reach out. You bring all the sky puppies.
He leans in and he looks at you, and for the first time you can see that his eyes are orange too when he gets close to you. And he's like, I can't promise anything, but there's a chance. Were you to join us, it might quiet the chorus inside. Quite frankly, I've never had anyone of your particular predilection become one of us. I can't say, but it's certainly possible.
Well, I feel that some of us might enjoy that, some of us might not.
Something to ponder. But yes, the invitation absolutely was available to you as well. It's available to all of you, really. We've had others that consciously turn their backs on their clans, but it is true the bulk of us, the majority of us, are the ones that never really had a home as such.
I haven't gotten to meet a lot of other ones.
There's not a lot of us around.
Can I ask you a question? I haven't gotten...
Absolutely. Anything.
Does it fuck up your blood? Is that why? I don't know, there's just... I'm fucking weird and...
He's like, Mai Tai. And one nail kind of extends slightly. He's like, like, oh. Oh, hey, that's new. That is a blood of some power you've got there. Do you by any chance know who your sire was?
He threw me away. My blood was fucked up. It didn't do...
Oh no, lad. And he steps forward and like grabs you by both shoulders and he's like, oh, it's not fucked up at all. If he turned his back on you, it's because he's jealous because you're probably stronger than he was. It's like, good. He's like, I want you to remember something. Even if you never lay eyes on me ever again, never regret or apologize for what you fucking are, lad. You are a god. He turns and he stops and he pulls out a cell phone and he looks at it and he's like, oh, seems there's I'm needed elsewhere. Something else I need to look into. It's like some of my own were, I believe, fallen into the clutches of the Inquisition. I might have a lead on where they are.
Best of luck with that.
Aye.
You have my number.
And you've got mine. And try and stay together, though. It seems like those of us that have been taken, usually they're alone when it happens.
Thank you.
And he heads back towards the back door. And he's like,
There's no back door.
Oh, there's no...
What have
Into
we
the
all been
backyard.
using?
People come and go from the front. This is built into the side of a hillside. I want to
So it's
clarify
like a
this
side
point. I want to clarify this point for the inevitable future siege, which we will have to defend at.
I very much thought there was a back door, yes.
Yeah, the one to the backyard.
Right.
To the tree.
No. That was just
Okay.
up top of the hill where the
Okay,
house
cool.
is.
Got it. Single entrance. It's like a goth hobbit hole.
Yes, very much so. Thank you.
Then as I see him start to instinctually go in that direction, I'll show him out.
That just goes deeper
Very
into
good.
the sanctorum.
Got it. He does. He comes outside and he just sort of like cracks his neck a little bit and he's like, there has never been a time when we had equality, fairness. Maybe if when all of this insanity ends, if we're the only ones that are fucking left, then maybe then once the dream's realized, eh?
To the kings of the ashes.
He's like, he sort of looks both ways for a second and he's like, would you like to see a trick? He turns into a cloud of mist. And it sort of swirls for a second and then the mist just dissipates.
I gotta get a piece of that.
Were they the only one who saw that?
I mean, were they...
Yeah,
they
fucker!
Said,
I think so.
sorted it
It's
out.
mine!
Yeah.
This is what I get for hospitality. I am going to come back in.
Mm-hmm. You come back in and this is the happiest any of you have ever seen, Reese.
Happy.
So
Hi.
that was interesting.
Yeah. I'm not a bruja.
Yeah.
You seem very happy about it, though. I mean, I know, but right now you're in a very good spirit, so I'm not quite sure entirely what that whole. I mean, I get it, but it's however you feel. I support you, no matter what. Essentially.
I mean, I came from it was a Camarilla town. You know how it is. It was easier to fake. And then we were in Southern California, and I'm young, and no one knew me, and maybe I just have a real good handle on my temper, right? And I'm strong and fast, and it seemed like the thing to do. And that was me. Please don't tell. Please. Valentina now, should use it.
You know our relationship.
Do I?
Yes.
Starting to think maybe I don't.
I think he means he doesn't like Valentina.
I mean, I wasn't sure whether it was our or their.
Yeah, it was a little vague.
You know.
We decided we're not doing subtext anymore.
I love
Evidently not.
subtext.
You're so bad at it, though.
Wow.
I just mean because you just say what you think right away.
Yeah, I got you.
No,
I'm pretending.
So you gonna clan up?
I mean, is there a reason not to?
No?
Why would you not want a family?
So many reasons.
Well, as we've already seen with Valentina's family and so forth, sometimes families come with their own baggage. And of course, he's not going to tell you about that baggage up front.
But it's your decision.
I mean, it sounded really good for all of us, but especially for you.
Vi, your phone rings.
Oh, cool. Who is it?
Not just text message. You recognize it as the phone number the last time Mimus called you.
Hello.
Vi! Vi! Oh my God! Open the door! We're almost there! Vi! And you hear brr, brr, brr.
I'd go and open the door.
You see a pickup truck come screeching around the corner and comes barreling right up onto St. Valentine's front lawn. And behind them, police cruisers come. And the door gets kicked open, and you see she is dragging someone. And it is Dione, and she's limp. And Titan stands up on the other side, boom, 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 boom. And they both come running towards, they all come running towards the front door.
I'm very sorry.
No,
You were saying family has baggage. I brought mine here.
Yeah.
Get him in, get him in.
There's the
So-
three of them.
so
So
we let them in
Dione
and
is
shut the door
clearly
behind them.
shot up. And you see where she's been shot, the wounds are glowing blue and they're sizzling.
Ooh.
You can hear.
Fuck with the fuck.
She's like,
What happened?
Nope, we don't.
and when you he slams the door and you see are there windows by the front door, St. Valentine?
No.
Right when he gets
I'm going to do
inside.
a drawing with a cross section of all
It's
this.
It's to help us
architecture,
visualize. Yeah. He's got his 45 out, and he takes off the reflective sunglasses are gone, and you see his inky black eyes, and he's like, I don't know what happened, Tiger Lily. I'm sorry to bring this back to your front door, but we didn't know what to do. And when you see him now, you see he also has bullet holes in his, but his are not burning and sizzling. I mean, they're just trickling blood. Like
What do we got?
He's like, one of them, he's got some kind of gun that done this to your sister, and it's just, I never seen no man move like that. I never seen no fucking human move like he did.
All right, how many of them are there, including the guy with the gun?
Come out with your hands up. This is the police.
How many
that is so,
are there
well, I mean, it's
out there?
He's like,
Awesome.
I think 4 total. As
Okay.
far as I can tell, 3 of them standard kind, but the 4th one, I don't just say.
Fourth is bullshit.
Violet,
Gus.
I just ain't seen it before.
Is this phosphorus? Are these phosphorus rounds?
You see,
Phosphorus sizzles white, not blue.
Mimus is down, cradling down his head, who clearly is like, and she's like, it's all right, child. Just look at me. Everything's fine. You just keep your eyes right here. You just keep your eyes right here on me. And he's like, hey, I don't mind. I'll go back out there and hold court in the street with them. If you need me to, you just keep an eye on them, okay?
All right.
Do you have any? Does this place have any defenses or?
You are the defenses.
Yeah.
All of you.
If they have bullets that do that, I don't know how to defend against that.
Be faster, be stronger, be smarter. That's how.
That's my cue.
Yes, of course. We'll just do that then.
Any of the rest of you fast?
He's like, Titan looks at you. He's like, I might be able to give you a little bit of cover. I don't know how long it's going to last, though.
All right.
would
You
like
hold
to.
up the rest of them. I'll try to get our special boy gun, and then once they're safe, we're enough, right?
Can I call my friend?
Which friend in particular? I've said many. I mean, yeah, you can try. Sure, yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. I would like to call my friend.
Okay. All right. You're gonna hark unto them. They have been living in the hills nearby. Yes.
Hills are
Okay.
alive at the sound of bullets.
So when he throws open the door, what does Lula plan to do?
Sense the unseen.
Let me
Okay.
make my rouse for fleetness.
All right. And what is Alquist going to do?
St. Valentine, do you have any weapons of any sort?
I mean, I have a
Firearms, particularly.
I have a shotgun, but that's about it. It belonged to the cruises.
No assault rifles or anything?
No, I do not have an assault rifle. Why would you assume that I have an assault rifle?
Because we're in the...
Why
I've
wouldn't
got
you
cat
have-
skeletons. I've got
Why wouldn't you have
tapestries.
rifles?
Yes, let us beat them with cat skeletons. Fantastic.
I will throw him my rifle.
Okay.
I'm doing
Pull out my guns.
I'm
I pull
doing
out my guns.
a ritual on my little altar thing to do blood of potency.
Okay.
So
She sort of looks up at you, Saint Valentina. Mimas does. She's clearly covered in blood, and she's like, you mind if I take her a little deeper in?"
yeah, sure.
Scoops up down, and he was like,
You've got blood bags in the panic room, right?
I have a few, yeah.
She's like, "Okay, all right, thank you." She's like, "Stay with me, child. Stay with me." And she goes running in. And Titan goes to the door, and he's like,
Which one has the fancy gun? I need to aim at that first, and I need to move quick.
I guarantee you will not miss him. He's like, "Okay, run straight forward. First car. Hit it as hard as you can." He opens the door and holds his hands up in inky blackness. Like, wafts out over everything. It is like somebody just dropped a shroud of midnight all over everything. And he's like, "All right, get in there." Reese goes in.
Yes.
When you see Lula, when you kind of like peek around the corner, when the darkness is going out, as Titan described, you do see a couple of police that are kind of up behind their cars with their guns out. But you see there is a fourth man standing there. And he has a blue cross painted down one side of his face over his eye. And he is glowing bright golden to your supernatural vision. And when the darkness comes out, he ducks down behind the car.
Is Reese already too far away to hear
I mean,
me
this
shout?
is all simultaneous, so yes.
They're too far?
No. I mean, you witnessed that all of
It does
this.
not-
Like, you could say it.
Reese, there's a fourth one with the blue cross on his face. He's hidden.
The other police open fire in terror. Actually, one of them not completely poorly. Reese, you do take because they basically just start shooting towards the couple of toward the house.
Yep.
You take 3 superficial before anything you've got.
Yep.
Like,
I got
okay.
toughness.
Okay, yeah. That is not accounting for toughness.
Yeah.
So you feel the sting of the bullet, but
Yep.
as you press forward,
Yep.
yes. And as everything goes dark, you do in fact feel yourself arrive at the car almost instantly, and can kind of like slide over the hood. And right when you get there, the darkness dissipates, and the man holding the machine gun looks up right when you're there and just draws a very long knife and says, "Let's do it, monster." When you get close to him, you see he does have the cross that Lula told you, but all over him are assorted holy symbols are etched all over him. He's got trinkets hanging from his belt, crosses, ankhs, crescent moons, all sorts of things.
Just one fucking Magenta feed, you sons of bitches. I'm going for the weapon before the man. I care much more about doing a loop, grabbing that gun, especially since now he thinks he's gonna dance with me.
Okay.
I want to grab the gun, return back to the house, and then I can go and work them through.
All right.
But this is really
Reese's dance card is full.
speedsters eliminating weapons
He
that don't
basically
belong to me.
looks like that, with a cross on his face.
Gosh, yeah, he is throwing
He looks
the
like
kitchen sink.
Yeah, I don't want to metagame here, but he is in the section that says antagonists.
that. Maybe no one tried talking to them before. Okay.
And you know, today ain't that day for Reese. I'm a
Strength and brawl plus appropriate things to try and get his gun away from him.
Strength and brawl plus appropriate things.
So that she can shoot in case anything goes wrong.
Okay.
And Alquist and I are going to start shooting.
Okay.
That's what I was going to say.
Cowboy style.
Dex and firearms.
I was gonna say then on that count in case they're shooting.
Well, I mean,
I'm
you all
shooting as well.
are all being shot at as well. so yes.
I'm also
Oh,
going to
okay.
turn on Eyes of the Beast, especially when the dark happens, just so I can see better.
Okay. The dark basically like just happens long enough for Reese to close in, and then it drops. So it basically is
But
like
it's still nighttime.
sure. Oh, it is nighttime. Yes, that is true. Your eyes of the beast, the supernatural darkness, your eyes don't penetrate. But once it drops, it's like it is basically noon for you.
Okay.
Bye.
Did you say firearms and dex?
I did.
All right, that's 9.
4 successes.
You get it from him.
Yes.
Oh.
When he draws the knife, he does sort of like leave it idle for a second, and you're like, yoink! And he does try and swing at you before you get away.
Do I have Dex Athletics versus that?
You do, yes. You
Fantastic.
do Dex Athletics versus it.
I am fleet.
Yeah, you're like,
I am on fleet.
Yeah. He is incredibly fast. It's you've experienced kindred speed where it's almost like a blurry, the mind bending thing. It's not that, but I mean, just the fluidity of his movements are very impressive.
4.
It bites. He catches you across the back when you're leaving, and it does 2 aggravated.
Yep. I knew it was gonna hurt.
Burns so much. He's like, but as soon as all of this happens, you all do see Reese is back through the door, holding this machine gun with a huge gash across their back,
I toss it to them, and I'm gonna run back out.
and the gun sort of like clatters to the ground. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I got 3 successes on firearms.
Okay. How many for you? 4. And how many for Lula?
4.
4. You all, two, as the cops are kind of up shooting everything, so like 2 of them have gone down. You don't know if they're down or if they're just taking cover or whatever, but basically you've driven them down. And while you're shooting, you see the other man stand up again, and just points at the house with the sword and is like, there's more of them inside. Good. And Titan is a surprisingly fantastic shot. So,
It's not surprising.
yeah, it's true. He has been at it for quite some time, actually. The moment he stands up and points, Titan with the 45 is like, boom, 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 click, 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 and you see it's like, and the man does like stumble backwards and duck down again.
Alright.
Yeah. Okay. Titan got a number of successes. Yes.
Great.
All right. And,
I'm back out, and my one chance is to one-shot this boy.
Did we
what
hit
is
anybody with
the cops?
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool, cool.
And Al St. Valentine. Yeah. What are you doing?
Okay,
'Cause you got
so
your blood potency.
I was able to successfully increase my blood potency by 1, and now it doesn't say in the book. But what is the range on theft of vitae? Like,
They're close enough.
okay,
Yeah.
and what are my targets? I've got the
You have
Blue
it-
Cross face guy.
You have at least 1 hunter, and
Yeah.
you can still see 2 what look like normal cops.
Okay,
Blue
Nothing
Cross,
about them
Black
seems
Shield.
unusual. That's
Short
basically
skirt,
it.
long jacket.
okay.
All true.
I'm gonna go for whichever one looks the most like the weakest,
Right.
like the most anemic.
Right. Okay. Yeah. That would be one of the police.
Okay, so I do a wits plus blood sorcery, and they have to counter it with wits plus occult.
Wits and gold. Okay.
Ooh.
That's not great, but it will probably be enough. I hope these cops don't know tons about the occult.
Okay. You hold your hand out again, and you all see that same red spiral of Vitae come spiraling across the lawn into St. Valentine's hand. And the man is like, very much freaked out, and he tries to duck
No,
down.
he's in ecstasy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that is true.
It's like the
Yeah,
kids,
he-
like it's like the
yeah. When you start doing this, and he's like, you see the hunter reaches and pulls out a pistol and pow!
just offs him.
Offs him.
Wow.
That was nice.
hunter.
Like that, I do my own stunts there.
Wow.
I'm glad that worked like I hoped. Yeah.
Well, I mean, either way, that's one less we
Right.
have to deal with.
That is one less, which all of
Thank
you witnessed
you.
him do this. Yes, and then Reese, you were running back in on him.
Yep, I have one chance to like one-shot this dude. Basically, I've blood surged. My hunger does not increase, so I'm going to go at him with my extra dice and my lethal body. So it'll do aggravated and ignore 2 levels of armor.
I like where this is headed.
Yeah, get him.
Ideally, no more heading.
Is that your goal?
Ideally, but we'll see what the evening brings. So that's 1, 2. I'm just going to declare my willpower spend now.
All right.
Get all the dice.
Just
See?
for, those 3 I didn't succeed at. Okay, cool. Did that get me up to... Damn it, I didn't roll any crits.
That one is a crit, isn't it?
Yep, I don't have another one.
any other one.
I was just trying to see if I match crits, and I do not. All right, cool. Gosh, this looks like vast. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Aggravated damage.
You got 12?
Yes.
He got 9. I thought it was like, I want you to see how many crits that is, because I was like, well, Reese is dead. Cool.
With no crits.
Yeah.
I did not crit, but fucking
Reese, you come and you see with the sword, he very much like swings it at you. And what does Reese do to him? Because he very much goes for it.
Yeah. I'm gonna grab that arm. I'm going to jump, vault upward, and grab his neck. And as I jump and vault over the shoulder, I'm gonna take it with me, or as much cervical spine as I can get.
It's cool. It's like a flying Stone Cold Stunner thing. I'm for it. Right.
He's dead?
And he slumps to the ground.
Not too many people take 12 aggro.
He's immortal. That's more than enough.
I'm gonna grab that fuck-ass knife and I'm back out again.
Do we have any more cops left?
There's at least 2. Yeah,
There are two.
I would like to shoot them in the face.
I would too.
As you're all like, hey, we need you to forget all about this. Ka-chow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
Why am I
thank
so
you.
excited about us shooting all these cops on my lawn?
Oh my god. Because
Who
they're
wouldn't
not
be?
cops.
Yep.
Because they're
They're
cops,
Inquisition agents.
Because I like not being dead.
Yeah. Because I don't want to go
I like
someday.
this current level of dead.
Yeah.
So I got 5 with a crit.
You got it. Okay. Bang, 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 bang. How many?
1, 2,
Bang, bang,
3.
bang.
Face shooting.
You got it.
That's what I got.
You have succeeded at fish shooting.
Fuck.
I got 3.
3.
Yep.
Okay. 2.
Can I just say, because I got 5 with a crit, it looks like really cool. Like,
Yeah,
like
you tell me what it
Yeah,
looks
you
like.
can.
5
so
to crit.
so
You tell me.
basically, like Alquist and Vi are doing cool cowboy shit where we're like shooting over each other's shoulders and like ducking just in
Bringing
time.
back the good old days.
Yeah, and at one point she like turns and shoots a rifle behind her and hits somebody in the face, and it's like foo foo foo. And, like,
Yes, the foo-foo.
and at one point he runs out of bullets and he pulls like a pistol out of her holster because she's not using it. It's very cool. There's a lot of
God, we look
spinning and shit.
amazing.
No, it is incredible. It's
The
there's a
cinematography
slow
is
motion
incredible.
Yeah.
choreography
Yeah.
around the
I
two
really
of
like
you.
this.
It's kind of ballet.
Reese is standing there with the head of a guy and some cervical spine.
guy.
Yeah. Right, and a gun and a
Sword,
sword.
apparently.
Yes, a gun and a sword.
Fuck-ass
Yeah.
You all hear the rumble of a diesel engine as a SWAT van comes rumbling around the corner. And it pulls up right next, like right in front of the house. And on top, a panel opens up because there's a gun emplacement on top. And you see Joseph Pander pops his head up. And it's like, caught these fuckers heading this way about a block away from you. It's like, he looks around, he's like, oh, this mighty good work there, but I regret to tell you, I believe you all are now what you might say, proper fucked. And that's a good place for us to stop for the day.
I felt like we started this season proper fucked.
It's true. It's true. 2 bestial fails right out of the gates, sort of.
That was a good time.
Yeah, no, it was a good time. Good time.
Ah,
Yeah.
what do you know? My blood really is powerful. Thank you, Pander.
Reese got the strong boy a hunter.
Thank you.
That's,
Oh my god.
not only can no human withstand 12 egg, almost nothing can withstand 12 eggs. So there you go. Well, I'm telling you, I had a crit and another critical die and 3 others, and I was like, Reese is about to get lit up. I was like, oh no!
Reese is dead. Not today.
Never underestimate the Reese.
Yes.
Reese's Pieces.
There it is. Reese has pieces now. Yes.
Oh yeah. Also pieces.
That is true. It also has pieces. Yes, and
Predator, this guy.
that is true. Hey, and who knows? Maybe next week someone can talk to his ghost because his spirit's gonna be lingering. Yes, so-
Spoilers.
I felt like he had unfinished business.
That's true. He is like, I had something very different to do today, and now my head.
And
got
now you're
removed,
done.
And now it's awkward. Now it's,
Now it's on.
that's what the ghost is like.
See,
now,
you just
now.
might-
Your
That
schedule.
guy.
You shouldn't lose your head like that.
It's true. Just went to pieces.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Oh dear. It's
All right. So
and
who are we, and
that's-
where can we find
So
us?
let's start at this side, Milo.
I'm D'Artagnan Mataliano, and you can find me at all socials at Da Mataliano, or Da Mataliano, and for those that want to understand me. And I again play Alquist. Let's see, and give it to this fantastic human here.
Give it up.
I am Melee Damage. I play Lula Castile. You can find me on all the socials at Melee Damage.
Patreon, Games and Things.
Yes, I have a Patreon. Also, / Melee Damage. It's a thing. Yay! I DM games, do photos, do behind the scenes stuff. So yeah, there's a Twitch channel, and I've been working on a lot of new stuff that now on the spot is all stewing in my brain, and I'm gonna forget
Lots
all
of things.
it.
Follow in the
It's just gonna-
socials and find out about the things.
Yes, that.
Hi, I'm Sam DeLev.
You're so happy right now. You're so happy.
Been really. We could have met my backup character.
It's just, hey, the dice are gonna fall how they fall, because I'm like, this dude is a vampire killer.
they fell with Reese getting a family and ripping the head off of somebody.
It was a very good day.
Yeah.
But you can continue to follow Sam DeLev's Very Good Day on Saving Throw Show today at 5 p.m. PST. We are playing She-Ra. I'm so
Nice.
excited. It is going to be the opposite of this. So if you
You
like
sure?
this, very.
I think it'll have similar themes.
Hopefully themes of family and friendship, 5 p.m. Saving Throw Show today. But if you just can't get enough, and I just can't get enough, there is also Plunders and Blunders, the D&D adventure podcast I do with my friends. That comes out every Monday wherever fine podcasts are distributed. And on Fridays, I'm right here, twitch.tv/QueueTimes at 6:30 to 9:30 on Fridays PST for Before the Gate. It's Geist Sin Eater 2nd edition from the Chronicles of Darkness. And if you want to catch that or this while you are on your commute, you can do it now in podcast form. Long Beach by Night and Before the Gate are both available on Spotify and iTunes, so wherever your fine podcasts are distributed. Episodes 1 through 4 of Long Beach by Night are already up. Episode 5 is coming up probably today-ish, and 6, we might have to cut it up into pieces. Oh no, wait, that was the hunter. It'll be up there.
Reese's Pieces.
Tiny epilogue as Reese stands there panting. You hear psst, 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 psst.
Oh good, she saw that. I pressed
From under a nearby bush, a little furry hand comes up and gives you a thumbs up, and then scrambles and grabs one of the badges and slides back under the bush.
I'm so proud. Also, you and Danger Girls. I found out.
You and
about
Danger
our times. All right.
Yes.
I'm Ash Minnick. You can find me here all the time on Sundays, being a vampire. If you live in Los Angeles, you can come by Alamo Draft House this evening at 5 p.m. Oh my god, in like 2 hours. We're having Rick Baker Tiki with Rick Baker himself, 7-time Oscar-winning makeup artist and special effects artist. He does little stuff like Men in Black and Gremlins 2 and Star Wars and Planet of the Apes.
Oh, I've
Yeah,
never
the little stuff. Yeah, the
Little things,
stuff.
little things. He's amazing.
Cult movies.
Even these old ass kindred
and
were
he
heard
did-
of.
Coming to America.
He did vampire stuff for Interview with a Vampire.
Oh, Interview with a Vampire, yes. Rick Baker Contacts. So if you do not live in LA, I'm sorry.
Move.
Not.
If you
Rent.
come to us.
Rent.
Well, no, don't. It's very expensive and overpopulated and too much traffic.
But you
and
can stay
we're
at
on
Ashton's
fire.
On fire like frequently.
Anyway, if you don't live in LA, you can find me here on twitch.tv/QueueTimes tomorrow at 7, where we will be playing Cthulhu, GM'd by the terribly talented Joseph Limbaugh.
Dr.
Talented being
Yeah, and follow me on Instagram, astronaut44. Astronaut44.
Mm-hmm.
It's like astronaut, but with ash.
Oh!
But like ash.
Now it makes sense.
I get it.
Mhm.
I'm Malcolm Gersh. Different elves on all the socials. You can see me right now. Let's see on We're Alive Frontier, which comes out live. B Dave's on that show too.
Soon. I got it. It's
Soon.
gonna be close.
You're close.
I'm turning up soon.
You're turning up very soon. Yeah, that's also on YouTube on Fridays too. If you missed the live show, but you should come to the live shows because we jump in the chat and hang out. A lot of the cast is there. They're a lot
Geek
of
and
fun.
Sundry.
Yeah, Geek and Sundry.
Geek and Sundry.
Yeah, that's about it for me.
None of us have been on Geek and Sundry.
No, we
know what that
know.
is.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
No idea.
I'm gonna try and keep it simple. Before I forget, because I forgot last week, and I'm a terrible trash person.
Don't say that about
Always
yourself.
true.
It's true.
I'll say it.
McStabber Studios, our friend, they're live right now with their vampire show. So when you jump off of here, jump over to McStabber Studios. They're doing DC vampirism. They're Camarilla scum. No one's perfect, but that's all right. At least they're doing it very far
Far
away.
away from us.
Far away from us. Like they can be garbage.
Best place for Camarilla to be scrapped.
Right,
Far
nowhere
away.
nearby.
Nowhere near.
Also,
Fuck
these
man.
games are hooked into my Patreon games, so some of the events and things you've heard alluded to were games that happen in our sessions or on our Discord. I'm doing a gift promotion right now, so if you just want to do a one-shot with just yourself or like a group of friends, patreon.com/BDaveWalters. And last but definitely not least, this Wednesday, Beyond Heroes begins, and I will be bringing the legendary Halfling Freely to join the main cast of Beyond Heroes.
You're
That's 2
playing a
o'clock
small.
for the first time
The
ever.
irony is killing me.
For the first
I
time,
love
you
it.
know what's funny? You know, it's the first halfling I've ever played. I've been playing this game like 30 years.
Yeah.
Never played a halfling. He's the one that is in, main cast, in video games, just like all this insanity. And I'm all like, the one time, all these super dope characters.
Just
And the one time,
The one
they're
time.
like, that one.
That one.
We want that guy.
We want that guy. So follow him. B-Dave Walters on Twitter.
At B-Dave Walters. So yes, now this is when I attempt to do this correctly.
It's the Mosley
I need somebody else to see. I want you to look. I want May to verify. The words on the buttons changed. I still only have 2 options. Let us see where this
You use
goes.
the same one that you did every other
It's,
time, and then
you
maybe
know-
things would work nicely.
Also,
The eyes-
Grizzly's
Find
just
out.
pocket-sized B, Dave.
All true. See you next week, y'all.